with a series against the Houston Astros. Seattle's still looking for its first series win of the season. First pitch at 6:40 p.m. tonight. Emerson Hancock is on the mound to start this one. Pregame show starts at 5:30 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
All right, yes, the Mariners are opening a massive series against the Astros. We will get to that starting at 10:30, going into 10:45. Right now, we're talking about the latest from John Schneider, who obviously was on Wyman and Bob for the John Schneider Show and talked about the NFL draft. Before I play some of this sound, Bump, it's weird. The draft is 13 days from now. And I know I keep saying this, but, like, this has felt like the shortest offseason ever. Mm-hmm. I feel like we were just talking about a Super Bowl win and how they get back to a Super Bowl and all of that like a week ago. And now we're sitting here ready to get started with some draft previews and profiles. And 13 days. It's also an early draft.
I love it. It's football does a good job with their calendar, right? The season goes all the way into February. You wait a couple months, boom, you hit the draft, bam, OTAs, a little break in the summertime. It's like you always get some football, but this is where teams try to rebuild. This is where you try to, some rebuild, some fill voids, some add depth.
Some find themselves.
Yes. There's many approaches to this thing, and I'm excited for it. I hope. Two things I want to happen.
Okay.
Either the Hawks get the running back that we want them to get, or they get more picks. I need one of those two to happen because I want to, selfishly, when I work the draft, I want to be talking about the Seahawks and not all these other teams.
Yeah, that's very fair. All right, let's talk about the approach itself. John Schneider talked about getting done with that draft prep.
The scouts are back in. We have our local day today, so we have 40 guys finishing up out here today. Yeah, we have a pretty clear picture of what the board looks like. We'll be getting with the coaches next weekend. This is always a really cool weekend when the scouts are in studying because the Masters is going. We got it going all day, and it's just a awesome. Like, you're kind of like narrowing in on what it's going to look like, and listening to all the guys just have, like, you hear their passion. Like, we can deal with this guy, or we can't deal with this guy, or I don't feel good about this. Like, let somebody else have him. That sort of thing. Like,
and on when he feels fully prepared.
That'll be when we get done with. I think once we get through with the coaches next weekend. I think that Monday, and then I usually have like Tuesday just with Mike, pretty much, and then I feel like pretty good about okay. If not A, then B. If not C, then D. Yeah. And
well, speaking of that last part, I'm always curious now with Mike McDonald here with a slightly different power structure than John had with Pete. What kind of say Mike has in guys?
He just won a Super Bowl. So whatever say he had last year, I bet he has a bit more this year. But also, John's been in the game so long, man. 15 years, 14 years. Came over from Green Bay, a franchise that is constantly in the mix when it comes to being successful. I think this is a good formula. You got a young coach who has had his stops in Michigan, in Baltimore, and now here, and a younger guy, and John, who's young at heart. And you talk to John, man, you feel like you're talking to like a 40-year-old. Like, John is a young dude at heart, but there's experience here. So I would assume that whatever pool Mike had last year, there's a little more, but they both understand that this is a group project, and they got to work together. All
right, what position must the Seahawks address? Brock and Salka asked Daniel Jeremiah about the have-to positions before I played this sound bump. What position must they address? As in, like, if they leave without taking this guy, you're a little nervous. It doesn't have to be a player, but position group.
It's the obvious. It's running back, right? But if they leave the draft without drafting a running back, that means that they believe that they have that guy already. So if it's not running back, then I think you have to go with the edge. You need more depth there.
Okay, Daniel Jeremiah, this is what he had to say.
I mean, they got to have a running back. I mean, at some point in time, they got to pick a running back for sure. And I would say the edge, they'll add they're going to add an edge. They're going to add a corner. I mean, I would think at some point in time they'll add an interior offensive lineman. But again, that goes to your point of if you could trade back a little bit and get some extra picks, that might help you accomplish all those goals.
I feel like I just did like a newlywed game where I asked one analyst what their number one need is, and then it heard from another analyst, and both of you said running back. You know, it's, oh my God, they know each other so well. But also, why do you think that feels so? Yeah, Ken Walker not being here is pretty massive, but you've had so many people now, including you, say, look, this is still a massive need. I know John's confident and told Wyman and Bobby likes the room, but, like, why don't you feel like they have an answer there?
At the RB spot.
Mm-hmm.
Because those guys aren't proven. They might have the answer there right now, but I think Emmanuel had about 300 yards last year. George, I would assume, had less than 150 yards. Kenny's been banged up. Kenny's the more interesting one to me because when he got drafted out of Georgia, I thought they're going to use him and he was going to contribute to the squad. But for some reason, he couldn't get on the field, right? It was a healthy scratch at times, inactive. So he's the more interesting one to me because I feel like out of those three, he's probably the most explosive. Emmanuel is the bruiser. Halani is like the scat, does a bit of everything. I think Kenny is the guy who can take the football 50, 60 yards and make a big play. So it's an interesting group, but I still think you need to add to that group. But who knows what they're thinking? We'll find out in 13 days.
You still really like the idea of Jadarian Price being added, though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's his lateral is crazy. He gets outside. His speed is better than what his 40 time says. If you're one-on-one with him in open field, good luck to you. He is snatching ankles. He will run you over, runs behind the pads, thick thighs. I mean, he is what this offense needs. So, still excited about him.
Now, just because you need to find a running back doesn't mean it's going to be easy to find that guy. Daniel Jeremiah says finding a running back could actually get a little tricky.
The running back thing to me is a little trickier. I think it's a very shallow pool. For me, there's the two Notre Dame kids. There's a big drop-off after them. And then, there's some intriguing guys. But I'm curious to see how they evaluate it and where they value, taking a running back. At what point in time they would do that. I don't envision a world at 64. I don't really see that as a good marriage with that position. I think they're probably, I wouldn't even be surprised if they took a couple swings on day 3, traded back. If they're able to trade back in 1, get some extra picks, they need more picks. But if they could collect some more picks, even day 3 picks, I could see them attacking the running back position with maybe a couple guys.
I feel like in hearing this, I now feel Jeremiah Love is going to be off the board clearly. And if Jadarian Price ends up going a little earlier, whether the Seahawks, trade back and he's not there, or let's say he goes before 32, which I don't know how many people think he will. But if he's that number 2 guy for Daniel Jeremiah and for everyone, I feel nervous about the Seahawks then using a second rounder on a guy when he's like, look, there's a massive drop off. Like that would be a reach. And we know that like those picks haven't worked out for Seattle in the past. It was a reach on LJ Collier, right? Like you were reaching for certain guys where you needed that help, maybe Paul Richardson or whatever it is, where it's like you needed the position, you took the position, it didn't end up being the best fit for you because you didn't take the best player.
Maybe it hasn't worked in the past, but maybe it's because of the approach. I don't know what the approach is. I can't tell you this is how they view this draft. This is their angle going in. But you would assume, when was LJ Collier, like 7 years ago, 6 years ago?
2019? Yeah.
Yeah, so I would assume that things have changed since then. There's no Pete Carroll. The coaching staff is different. I'm sure the scouting department is different. John Schneider has evolved as a GM. So, yeah, we can look at history and say, well, typically in the second round, they reach for guys. Who knows? But something tells me that things are different in that building. It's the same building as VMAC. It's written. It's on the water. It looks great. But the people inside, like the veins are just different. So, yeah, we can and should look at history and say this is typically what happens. But it just feels different this time. Yeah. So I'm gonna ride with him.
All right, whether it happens on night 1 or on night 3, sounds like it would be surprising if it was day 2. The Seahawks do need a running back, and that's not just me and Bump being haters and not believing in what's a talented and exciting group. There are other analysts saying that. Again, you heard Daniel Jeremiah. Here's Rob Staten on with us this week.
They've got to add somebody else. They've just lost all those big plays. Like they've got players who can, get some hard yards for you, can come in and spell maybe. Zach Charbonnet will hopefully come back at some point and provide a bit more than that. The players they've got at the moment can do a job, but you want to run the ball as effectively as possible. We saw how running the ball brilliantly towards the end of last season helped sort of spur you on towards winning a Super Bowl. You just can't get by at this position. They need a little bit more. And whether that's Jadarian Price, whether it's Jonah Coleman, possibly at 96, whether it's one of these other running backs, I don't think they're necessarily going to force this need, but I think they are going to take one in this draft at some point.
And I think they should. And look, I'm not saying that this group can't do things, but I'm going to repeat what I did yesterday, and I know that's very annoying. I don't think you replace a 1,000-yard rusher with 3 guys who can get 300 yards. Like, I don't actually think that gives you, right? There's an explosiveness, an evasiveness, a skill level that you have to be able to get 1,000 yards as a runner that, like, I don't know. Has Wilson never done it but could? Sure. I'm not counting on it.
Yeah. When you have 3 different type of running backs, or 3 running backs, those are 3 different dudes. And once you get into the season, if you go that route, and you have 3 running backs, you become predictable. This running back is in, this is probably what they're going to do. This running back is in, this is probably what we're going to do. When we got into the playoffs, when George Holani was in, you knew they were probably going to pass that football, right? He's better in pass pro. You can leak him out of the backfield. When K9 was in, you felt like our chances are they're probably going to run the football. So now imagine or K9 can do a bit of everything. But when you don't have that guy and you're rotating these guys in, you become more predictable. When you do have that guy and you show that you do a little bit of everything, it's just harder to kind of narrow in what an offense wants to do. So I would obviously prefer them to have their number one guy sprinkling everyone else. Maybe they have it already. Maybe they're looking at George and saying he deserves 20 carries a game. We're not there during the week. We're not there in the film room and listening to him speak about pass pro and angles and all that good stuff. Who knows, man? It's all a guessing game at this point. And I think that's what everyone's going to be anticipating. What are you going to do at that running back spot? If they leave this draft and they don't have a running back, that means, or a draft running back, that means no one was worthy, or they like their guys. But, man, I'm like 80% sure they're going to draft a running back.
I know, me too. And that they'll trade back and do it. Speaking of trading back, it's a question-ish. It's kind of a statement from a listener that I was hoping you could respond to. It's about trading back. Joseph in the 253 says, I keep hearing that we need more picks, but we didn't lose that many people from a team that just won the Super Bowl. Plus, there are going to be free agents to get after the draft that don't cost you picks next year. Joseph didn't ask it this way, but I think he's saying, like, why all the emphasis on trading back from 32?
You just want more swings at him. That's all that is. You didn't lose a lot, but you lost starters. You lost Boye, who was a contributor. Kobe was a starter. Reek, kind of a starter, right, depending on what you come out in. Who am I missing? Of course, K9, who was a Super Bowl MVP. No, you didn't lose a lot, but you left guys who contributed at a high level. They got snaps. Between those 4 guys, I'm going to say there's at least 2,000 snaps. You've
said it, so I'm kind of taking your opinion, but, like, Bump has been reiterating that there's a little bit of, I don't think you use the word disrespect, but, like, an assumption they didn't lose a lot with K9 because K9 got hurt and disappointed some people and had 2 seasons as opposed to 4 of 1,000 yards. But, like, you did lose something with K9. And to think that just because you wouldn't, General, you give him the contract Casey did doesn't mean that you don't need to find a way to replace him, I think is wrong.
You lost one of the most explosive running backs in football. Simple as that. I mean, when you talk about explosive runs, he had 10 of them things. Only 2 other running backs in the league had more explosive runs than Ken Walker. Derrick Henry and Achane. He had the same amount of explosive runs as Jeremy Gibbs. Like that's the type of player he is. Yes, I guess he was frustrating for some people because he would try to make something out of nothing a bit too often for people's liking. But he's a good running back. And not too many people can do the things that he can do. So, yes, you lost that. I don't see 10 explosive runs in the room right now. I just don't see it. And granted, I haven't seen enough of Kenny. I haven't seen enough of George. And I think I know the type of running back that Emmanuel is. But let's not sleep on what K9 brought to the table.
Yeah. Now, a good question from Joseph. Another kind of answer that Bump and I didn't get to that I'll throw in that's not really worth, like, exploring. But I think important to respond with is that 32, frankly, like 31, 30, 29, are just tough spots to pick because you're usually not going to have a first-round grade on that guy, but you're using a first-round pick. It gives you the flexibility of, if he ends up being great, T.J. Watt was pick 30, I think. Obviously, Lamar Jackson, famously, late pick in the first round. If they end up being great, you have the flexibility of the fifth-round option and all of that, fifth year, excuse me. But, like, you're ultimately taking a guy with a first-round pick that you probably have a second-round grade on, and you probably think you might be able to add a little bit later. The last time John was at 32, he traded back twice before making a pick, which was Paul Richardson at, I want to say, 45. So I think it's just historically for John, there's evidence that he's likely to, and also that it's just not uncommon to see teams there trade back if they don't have that pick. So a good question.
Yeah.
All right, we are not done with the draft. In fact, we're going to get back to it with the Athletics draft analyst, Nick Baumgardner, who joins us at 11, talking Mariners in 15 minutes, also coming up at 10:45. Right now, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Mariners begin a 4-game series tonight against an Astros team that was just swept by the Colorado Rockies. What's the real headline?
A battle to see who's more down bad right now.
This is mental health. This is a mental health series right here for both teams. Both teams trying to figure out exactly who they are, who they want to be, and can they execute. We know that we assume that the Mariners are going to get out of this. I haven't watched enough of the Astros to have an opinion on what they're going to do. Honestly, I don't care what the Astros do. Just keep losing. But I feel like before the last series, I was okay. Now, going into this series and just watching the way the bats haven't performed, the way the arms have been going, now the concern level is up just a bit. Not that they can't be a playoff team. I just want this for them. I'm watching my kids struggle, and I know they can do it. And I feel like there have been some indications that it's there. Donovan, Young, Cal had a couple moments. It's just, we got to piece it all together. This is a mental health type of series. I want them to win it, of course, but I'm more concerned about just seeing the flashes of the team that we saw last year. So I'll be in the house. So if the Mariners win tonight, I'll be there Saturday too.
Now, Curtis, tell us what we should know about the Astros.
Their pitching has been basura this season. Highest ERA in the game. But Yordan Alvarez looks like Yordan Alvarez again, which is obviously a big concern in that lineup. You're not going to face Hunter Brown, which is great news for the Mariners. Unfortunately, though, Jose Altuve has an OPS over 1,000. Christian Walker has an OPS over 1,000. Yordan Alvarez with an OPS over 1,000. Cam Smith hitting the ball really well. So the Astros offense has been putting up numbers to start the season, but that pitching staff, not good.
So
not
either the Mariners' arms finally give or the Mariners' bats finally take off.
Something has to happen.
So one of those two things will happen. We simply are not going to have a 0-0 game. It's impossible. Can't happen. That's a scoregami.
Yeah, truly, yes.
Yeah. Did you guys see the baseball MLB scoregami tracker? It's
there's
funny.
a new one, yeah.
And people are getting so upset.
Where it's like a game ends 5-4, and people are like, this score has happened 27,000 times
Most
in Major
recently,
League Baseball.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I think it's a great bit.
I think so, too.
And I think people are getting really upset with it, and it's so funny.
Headline
I'm
rewrites.
laughing. I'm looking at the text lines, and I called Jahmyr Gibbs Jeremy Gibbs. I called Jeremy Gibbs. I called Jahmyr Gibbs Jeremy Gibbs. Anyway.
Look, it's Friday. We've had a long week. Okay.
Oh, man.
Jeremy Gibbs.
All right, I'm over it.
Headline number 2. Brady, fade the music, because
there we go.
Headline number 2. It's cut down day at the Masters. What's the real headline?
It's better than rollover day. Tiger's okay, so I can say that. He's fine.
He's in Switzerland right now.
He's fine.
Yeah, this is when it gets real. This is where you go from making about $50K to trying to make about a few million. And right now, Rory is doing his thing.
Oh, you get $50K for just showing up?
Hey, $50K.
We gotta get invited to the Masters, bro.
Yeah.
How do we get there?
You become one of the top 75 golfers in the world. Easy.
Okay.
Easy work.
What do I gotta shoot under? Shoot under? What do I have to score to get invited to the
Well, you have to start on. There's a lot you have to do, Stacey. I think.
Curtis and I are interested.
I think your time is
We
passed.
are.
What do you mean my time? Are you calling me old?
If you ain't started playing when you were 8 or 9, it's probably not gonna happen for you. You know, but it's okay.
I was a scholar.
You work here at 710, and that's just as good as the Masters.
I didn't know you get $50,000 just for going.
There's a cutoff. Some guys don't get paid.
Okay.
But like the lowest guy.
Yeah, I think the amateurs don't get paid.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Who wins?
Who wins?
I'm hoping Rory wins, man. I want it. Rory is like
tied for the lead.
He's got to carry the torch now. Tiger's out. He's been gone for years now. I like Scotty, but I'm rooting for Rory. You know, he's my Ireland family there, Irish family.
What do you? Wait, your Irish cousin. Where would you put a Masters win / jacket as like the coolest thing you could do?
I think that's winning a major is probably the hardest thing to do in sports because you're all by yourself. It's just you. You can't be the Mariners, rely on pitching. You can't be Sam Darnold, rely on the run game. It's just you against the world. It's the hardest thing to do. Yeah.
I don't even have a retort.
You're by yourself.
I was going to say, what about hitting a baseball? But it's like that's an individual action. It would be the equivalent of like, is it harder to get 4 hits off a guy? Or like, is it harder to get 4 hits in a game or get a hole-in-one at the Masters? Like, that's the kind of
hole-in-one all day.
Yeah.
I've been playing golf for 15 years. I ain't even touched a hole-in-one.
Never?
Never.
No.
I got a homie who's been playing for 4 years and he's got one already.
You talked about getting a hole-in-one one time.
I hate him.
Yeah. I got an albatross once.
Did you?
In Golden Tee.
In Golden Tee. Yeah, I have video of it still.
That a girl.
Yeah, thank you. And you said I couldn't do it.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Travis Hunter's time as a two-way player appears over for now. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport says Hunter will be a full-time corner in 2026. What's the real headline?
I guess our dreams of the NFL's Shohei end here.
It's too hard to do. It's too hard on your body. You got to become, what my homie Big Ray says, get a PhD in something. You don't want to be bouncing around having double majors and all that stuff. You know, you want to have a PhD in at one thing.
Majors.
At one thing.
Impressive in itself.
Can't be bouncing around.
I did it in 4 years.
But that's good for him, though. I think he's better off on that side of the football anyway. I think his instincts are crazy. He has long arms. He's fast. Great instincts. That's the position for him, I believe.
Is it? I almost said, was it then at 2 overall, making that big trade to get him too high to take someone that's not an elite corner or even too high for a corner? And it's like, well, Derek Stingley was 3, Sauce Gardner was 4. It's not like we haven't very recently seen cornerbacks taken that high, but is Travis Hunter a better corner than Derek Stingley or Sauce Gardner?
No, you take the best athlete. You take the best athlete. That's what this young man is, or was.
I want him to. He's very likable. I want him to work out. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up, there's just too much talent on the Mariners for them to struggle like this. So when does it stop?
After reaching the NFL's mountaintop,
the Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The work continues for the Seahawks to keep the foundation strong. It's the 2026 NFL Draft, Thursday, April 23rd. Only Seattle Sports begins its first-round draft coverage with a reigning NFL Executive of the Year.
You know who are the real Seahawks?
The John Schneider Show at 4 p.m. with Brock Hugh, Michael Bumpus, Steve Wyman, and host Bob Stelton live until 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports.
Are you an HVAC professional in Western Washington? UA Local 32 offers industry-leading pay, advanced training at a state-of-the-art facility, and retirement benefits you can count on. For 135 years, they've had your back. Start building your future at ualocal32.com.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Opened in 1933, our family is still here, doing the right thing for your family.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Have a troublesome tree in need of removal? P&D Tree Service is up to the task. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, close quarters or land clearing, call P&D Tree. They'll get the job done safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees away from homes to help you save on home insurance. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever see a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeservice.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
We are seeing one of the strongest gold markets ever. That jewelry you no longer wear and the gold coins tucked away could be worth a lot more right now. For nearly 5 decades, Bellevue Rare Coins has been the trusted authority for buying gold, rare coins, diamonds, watches, and entire collections with free evaluations, no pressure, and no obligation. Find them in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, or Tacoma, and BellevueRareCoins.com. Bellevue Rare Coins, the trusted authority for selling your valuables.
Collectors, Front Row Car Show is returning to Tacoma. Join us at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center on April 11th and 12th. 480 tables. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards. Plus collectibles such as Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. CGC, JSA, and Beckett will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. Hundreds of vendors, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Greater Tacoma Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, April 11th and 12th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Spring is here, Seattle, and now is the smartest time to replace your roof. Trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing, a local, family-owned company that knows how to roof in Washington weather year-round. Schedule your free estimate today at 3treeroofing.com to take advantage of spring pricing, shorter wait times, and get $500 off your new roof before the summer rush hits. Our experts come to you, build a clear plan, and give you an estimate that same day. No surprises and no high-pressure sales tactics. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
And we're back. The big headline today, your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish. If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Look, the next 30 minutes are going to sound like an It's Too Early segment, and that's not what I want it to sound like, okay? That's not what this is. What this is saying, hey, there's a ton of talent on the Mariners. Here's some stuff we learned this week from folks we talked to who are still really optimistic. But also, why aren't they hitting what's happening? That's what we're trying to get to here. As part of that, we are going to play you some stuff like Brian Kenny saying that the Mariners should still win the division.
There's a chance most everybody will be good. I think the Angels will recede a bit. Not a big believer in what they have, just their general horsepower. The A's are a very dynamic young group, but they do not have superior pitching, and especially over the long haul. So I think Houston has some quality. Yordan Alvarez is back and hitting. Texas is dangerous. But again, the team that I expected to rise above 89 wins and actually win a division and maybe grab a top 2 seed is Seattle. That's the team that I expect to do it. And I think once you start going around the rotation again and again, you start to see who rises to the top.
And we had Jim Bowden, who on with us, Bump, said, I still have the Mariners and Yankees as my 2 best teams. It's fine. Both he and Brian said it's early. Did you feel at all encouraged in our week of interviews with Brian Kenny, Jim Bowden, Jordan Schusterman, Brian Rowland-Smith, each and every one saying, yeah, it's disappointing to see this season start for Seattle, but, they're really good. Did you feel more encouraged at all?
No, I feel the same.
Yeah.
I feel the same. I mean, I guess I feel the way they feel is that you understand that you're only, 11, 12 games in. But it's just the hype. The hype. You know what it feels like? It feels like when one of the Paul brothers fought Mike Tyson.
Uh-huh.
And I was so hyped for this. Like, oh, come on now. And then I saw Mike Tyson almost trip walking to the ring. And I'm like, oh, no, man. Come on, Mike. Pick your feet up. I'm like,
no.
That's just what it feels like. The anticipation. It was like, all right, man, this team's it's different. It's different this year, man. They got the pedigree. They've been to the playoffs. You picked up Donovan. They got the rotation. There's you can move guys around in the infield.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just came out and they tripped before they got to the ring. And that's the way it feels right now.
Yes.
But I feel like they're going to get to the ring and throw hands eventually.
Yes.
They just tripped on the way.
And honestly, we didn't expect them to trip on the way. I will say that. Here's more from Brian Kenny.
The Yankees have been a surprise to me where they look excellent, not just okay and contending, but they look like the class of the league. But I thought Seattle would be right there. And I think most people about a week and a half ago felt that. So it's a surprise, but you're right. It's funny, I spoke to San Francisco radio a few days ago, and I had seen the Giants play poorly against the Mets, and yet they were so down and so panicked. I'm like, easy. It's 2 weeks. They had a bad game. It's a bad weekend. So, yeah, there's too much talent here and too much young talent. So it's not like it's aging right in front of you, and it's crazy April early right now.
I think we're all having a hard time talking about 2 things at once. On the one hand, we are seeing bad offense. You can't look, you're number 1 in whiff rate in the strike zone. You have the worst average, the worst win-loss record, and I think the 3rd most strikeouts of any team. That's not something that fans are imagining. I don't want. Yeah. I'm not about to go on here and gaslight people and go, "What are you talking about? Cal looks amazing. What are you guys seeing? You don't know ball." I'm not about to do that. We're seeing objectively bad offense. However, it is April 10th. I feel like both of those things are true, and we don't know what to do with those 2 thoughts.
I love my job, and I hate it at the same time.
What? Because of me? Are you mad at me?
It's because of Bones. I'm just playing. No, it's love-hate because we have to cover this team. We have to talk about this team. Yet we also have to understand that there are 140-plus games to play. Yet we have to accept and talk about what we're seeing right here in front of our eyes and always have the disclaimer, it's still early. Every year we come out and we do this thing, right? Every year we come out and we set expectations and we try to project what's going to happen. And every year since it's been a Bump Stacy Show, and before me, these dudes come out and they look mediocre as heck. And then I'm talking to people on the text lines. Everybody calm down. It's too early. Yeah, this is Seattle sports. We have to give you what we're seeing. And it's hard for me just to ignore what I see. Watch every game, watch every pitch, and I can't ignore what I'm seeing. But I have to give you exactly how I feel with the disclaimer that I know that it's still early. I know that I feel in my soul Cal's going to turn it around. I know Julio's going to be fine. I know the rotation, if they stay healthy, one of the best in the game. It's just hard, man, because we've never had these type of expectations for him, too. Mm-hmm. So it's a whole new world, Aladdin. It's a whole new world for us right now. And you feel like you're being let down because they're not performing the way you expected them to perform. But you know that there's still so much more baseball to play.
Salk gave you credit this morning when I was on with him.
What did he say?
Did you hear?
Nah.
What do you mean you weren't listening to my interview?
I listened to all of them. I actually go back and I listen on my way home.
I thought so.
There you go.
No, I was on with Mike at 9, and he said that you made a great point about pressure and expectation being two different things. Because you and I think late last week or earlier this week, were debating whether or not expectations were part of the reason Seattle's lineup was struggling. And I said, Bump, no way. These guys have all been playing together. They weren't like born and raised here where they've been watching the Mariners flail before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're professionals. Athletes are really good at compartmentalizing pressure. And then I said, and I think they were playing the Angels at the time. I said, and really, like, what's more pressure for them? Playing the Angels right now on April whatever it was, or being in Game 7 of the ALCS? And you said, well, pressure and expectations are different things. Salk thought it was a good point. But I'm still pushing back against expectations being a factor here, but, like, I'm open to the idea. And I am starting to wonder, like, it's not just the WBC.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I think that is a factor, and I'll, like, stand by that, but that's not the only, it's not an excuse, and it's not the only reason.
I think there are things that we don't know that could factor into this. And we don't know if, because of the success that the Mariners have had, that these guys are being pulled in so many different directions during offseason.
Sure,
right?
busy offseason.
We talk about the WBC messing up the rhythm and the schedule of things. Fame does that too, right? Notoriety does that as well. When you're a high-profile athlete / team, people are going to ask more of you. You're going to show up to different events. So not only do you have the WBC that can mess up someone's schedule, it's like, okay, I have obligations now. I'm sure the Mariners have these guys doing a bit more than they did the year before because people are asking for them. It's just, there's a lot of things that happen. When you are a team like the Yankees and the Dodgers, to where that is just part of who you are every single year. You're everywhere you go, you're going to be noticed. People are going to ask you to do 1,000 things. Like, you've grown up in that. Like Shohei, imagine Shohei. Shohei has been Shohei his whole life. He's been a high-profile dude, being asked to do all these certain things, and he has his regimen just on point, I would assume. Greatest player in the game right now. With these guys, like, you're learning. The Mariners have never had this type of expectation going into a season. Not saying that these guys were just wilding or whatnot, but to think that this offseason was the same as last year's offseason is ridiculous. It's not the same because you made it far. People know who Cal is. People know Julio. They know the squad. So there's some things that these guys had to battle this offseason. And then you throw the WBC in there, and schedule's all off. So that's why I think they'll be okay, because in baseball, you play every single day, dang near every day. You got opportunities to go. If this were football, I mean, once a week, and then you sit there and you watch film, and you hope that in 6 or 7 days, you'll be okay. Baseball, you get opportunity after opportunity. So that's why I look at Cal, and you see the glimpses. Like, all right, he's starting to come around. He's starting to come around. That's what keeps me optimistic.
Yeah, I think that's what makes me more nervous, because I don't want them. I have faith that they will figure it out because they have so much talent. I don't want them to figure it out in June when it's too late, or July, rather, when it's too late. I'm hoping that what we start to see is a turnaround. It's not going to be a pronounced turnaround just because you aren't going to be able to do that in baseball. But I hope we start to see a shift even with this series this weekend. In fact, let's continue to preview this series. So we're going to get back to the Seahawks in the draft coming up at 11 with the Athletics' Nick Baumgardner, who's going to join us to talk about what Seattle might do at pick 32. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. More about this weekend series against the Astros next.
After reaching the NFL's mountaintop,
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
the work continues for the Seahawks to keep the foundation strong. It's the 2026 NFL Draft, Thursday, April 23rd. Only Seattle Sports begins its first-round draft coverage with a reigning NFL Executive of the Year.
You know who are the real Seahawks?
The John Schneider Show at 4 p.m. with Brock Hugh, Michael Bumpus, Steve Wyman, and host Bob Stelton live until 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years, and you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months, plus mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here to get you in the best shape, so go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And if you're looking for a spot to catch all the spring baseball and sports, I got a place for you. Hawks Peak Sports Bar and Grill. It's your home for game days with more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play. They got great food and drinks, and nothing beats the views. So get in on all the action at Hawks Peak. Head to snocasino.com for all the details. That's snocasino.com. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded one new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saleen. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
Hello, Seattle. Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America and a member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Play with purpose, compete fairly, track progress. Michael Bump is here. A golf handicap does more than keep score. It helps you enjoy the game. 1, it helps you set goals that match your actual skill level. 2, it makes competition fair and fun no matter who you're playing with. And 3, it lets you track your progress so you can measure improvement over time. It only takes 3 18-hole rounds to establish your handicap index. Just sign up for a handicap ID, post your scores, and get started. Learn more at wagolf.org/710.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Oil isn't the only resource hit hard by global events. American farmers are sounding the alarm by fertilizer prices at planting season. Will this disrupt our food supply? Raising prices cause shortages? I'm not waiting to find out, and neither should you. Go to mypatriotsupply.com, get a 3-month emergency food supply. They'll include $200 worth of extra survival protein absolutely free. After serving more than 3 million American families since 2008, you can trust mypatriotsupply.com. Go to mypatriotsupply.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Don't forget to download the Seattle Sports app. Every Mariners game in one app, completely free. Did I mention it's free? You can take the game with you on the go when you're out running errands, at Little League practice, on a hike with friends, on the boat, wherever. The Seattle Sports app travels with you so you can enjoy every pitch of Rick Rizz's final season all in one place at no cost. It is the easiest way to enjoy Seattle Mariners baseball. Speaking of Mariners baseball, Seattle opening up a series against the Astros today. Emerson Hancock on the mound, 6:40 p.m. first pitch, 5:30 p.m. pregame show. That's going to be right here on Seattle Sports. And Bump, you said this is it's like a mental fix kind of series for you.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it's as an athlete, you just need to feel success.
What?
That thing on your shoulder.
Oh, Humpy?
Hey.
It's so cute.
You got
just a casual shoulder plush.
It's cute.
She has a serious look on her face, and then there's this thing.
I'm obsessed with
on her
this.
shoulder.
I'm so mad that Matt claimed it.
Nah, Matt, we taking that.
This is coming with me now. This is Humpy.
But as an athlete, you need to feel success. I mean, especially in a sport where you fail 85% of the time, right? The good ones fail 70% of the time. Because I just want them to feel it. Because once you feel it, once you connect, once you drive one through the gap, and once you steal second, once you make a play in the outfield, it starts to get contagious, man. And that brings out the joy and enthusiasm that we've been asking to see from these guys.
Yeah.
We've been asking them to go out there and have some fun. But losing ain't fun. You can't expect them to get robbed 3 times by Odell and then come out the next inning and just happy-go-lucky. Let's go have some fun,
Let's go, guys.
It's like, dang, we can't catch a break. So that's what I want. I want them to catch a break. I want them to have some success and just remember who they are and their capabilities.
Yeah, I'm looking for, firstly, just anything from Julio, Cal, Naylor, number one. Especially against Curtis, you said the Astros are 30th in ERA.
Dead last.
That's last place. There are 30 teams, so that's not good. So that's what I'm looking for in this one. And I think a win can also be like drawing a walk, getting a single, even if it's a little bloop. Basically not striking out and not like horrible swing decisions where like not only you're missing in the bottom of the zone, but like you just everything is wrong. Great. So that's the first thing. The second thing is still sticking with me, which is what Ryan Rowland-Smith said, where he's kind of been watching for energy. And that's exactly what you mentioned just now with like the Joe Adell stuff. But like this goes to your point about the mental health kind of fix, right? The mental and emotional fix of this. A team that just looks locked in, like you said, a team that looks like they're trying to have fun. I don't know, man. Like it's tough to be rah all year long in a 162 game season. Like you simply can't. And that guy's going to be so exhausting. You're going to hate that teammate. Rah teammate on a baseball team you're going to hate him. But I want a locked in teammate, a teammate that, is still communicating and still like super present in the game. And I'm not saying that they aren't that. That's not what I'm saying at all, but it's just what I'll be watching for.
Yeah, it's energy and vibes, man. Remember the Electric Factory? Remember the
unfortunately.
Fun differential? Like, all that was corny at the time.
It was.
It was corny at the time, but now I'm looking back, I'm like, man, let's get some electric going. Let's have some fun differential.
See, what I need is that stuff, not a fun differential, but like an Electric Factory moment to happen with like players you like in a good team. You know what I mean? Like This is the most talented team the Mariners have had in forever. And it is a bummer that they've started the season this way and that they're not more fun to watch. Like, not to complain, because it's a long season and it is early, but I think fans are desperate for a series that feels like the season they were promised.
You know what this feels like right now? Right now, in this moment, it feels like not this album that Kanye dropped, the last album. I was so excited to listen to that album. I'm like, oh, it's going to be fire. Kanye is back. My sons are in the truck. We're like, let's bump this. And we're both looking at each other like, all right, this is cool.
It's a little.
There's potential there. Like, oh, this one almost hit. This one almost was a banger. And then it wasn't.
And you feel like you're reaching with every single one.
Yeah,
where you're like,
you're
this
trying.
of the group of songs I don't like, this one's the best.
You're trying. You're trying. It feels like the old Kanye album.
That's totally me going like a little bloop single or like, a flyout's better than a strikeout. That's your me with this team right now.
That's how it feels. It's feels like you're in a dream and you can't run. You're in a dream and you can't throw your punches. All right, we've all had those dreams, right? Where it's everything is just stagnant, right? You're fighting against the tide or the wind. That's what it feels like. But once the tide stops, once the wind calms down, you can open that thing up.
Well, and eventually, the way you talk about your team and think about your team does change. And that changes throughout each month and throughout the season. There's absolutely nothing, barring injury, that would happen in this series, including being swept, that would make me come in here on Monday and say the season's lost or whatever. However, am I coming in here on Monday being a little more critical if they're swept? Yes.
Yeah.
Even though it's April and you can still say it's early, as each week passes, in particular as chunks of the season start to pass, you do start to add a little bit more of a critical lens and kind of start to take away the it's early thing. So, yeah, if they look god-awful against some god-awful Houston pitching, yeah, then you no longer get to say, oh, it's been so tough to hit at Globe Life, really, for the past couple of years. And, God, those pitchers, I mean, DeGrom's phenomenal. God, the Yankees pitching staff is amazing. And, you don't get to say that anymore. You're facing horrible pitching in your park.
Yeah. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of the whole situation. And, I wanted more for them than for anybody else. The fans show up. We'll be there tonight supporting the squad. But I just want little steps of success for everyone who's wearing a Mariners uniform today, because that's how things get rolling, right? You got to start somewhere. Mm-hmm. So why not tonight, boys?
Yeah.
That's my pregame speech. I'm Dan Wilson.
Why not right here, right now?
Right.
No.
Yes.
509 says, careful
down.
what you wish for. The Niners hate their electric factory. A very good point. Very good point.
Ours is different, though.
Yeah, ours is a slightly different. I mean, the electric factory isn't here anymore, and I don't think we need to bring it back.
No.
I think
that was a Jesse Winker creation.
I think it's okay being left in the past.
Hey.
I mean, it was great while it lasted.
Hilarious that it was Mike Lefkoe who asked Jesse Winker the question that brought it.
What was the question?
It was just...
it was like a post-game, tell me about the energy. What was that like?
Yeah, and it was after a walk-off, too, and he's like, this is an electric factory. And then, the Mariners ran with it that year.
Yeah.
I think Lefkoe, it was maybe his first year here in town, and it was like the most significant contribution to the Seattle sports culture
was from Mike
Lefkoe.
Michael Lefkoe.
I saw people at Costco with shirts on that said electric factory, and I was like, dang you, Mike Lefkoe.
Look what you did. But it's done now. But it doesn't mean that you can't have an electric series. It's a pretty solid way to...
Small bars.
I thought it was small. It was a baby bar. Curtis, do you know when the Humpy plushie giveaway is?
I believe it is this week. I think it's Saturday, I want to say. Tonight is the Ichiro statue giveaway, which I believe 40,000 people are going to take one of those
if you're watching
home.
On the video stream.
Yeah, you're only going to get your hands on the statue, the replica. The real one, I think, is going up around, the right field corner or something like that. So
you imagine there's 40,000 of them things just sitting at T-Mobile right now.
Pallets of
just
them.
waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many Humpies are there?
I believe 20,000. So Humpy, more exclusive than Ichiro.
Barely, because this thing has not come off. It really.
No, yeah, it's magnetic.
Yeah, it really sticks on there. And
That's what it's for, to put on your shoulder?
Yeah.
You want to wear it next? Do you want to wear it?
Negative.
No, I'll let you wear it. It's okay. You can get it. We're talking Seahawks with the Athletics' Nick Baumgardner next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
It's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber The Door Store. One of our most popular services is our match-up service, where we use your old door as a template to create a new door in your existing frame. Whether you need an interior or exterior door, this is a great way to change out your doors DIY style. And as long as we have what you need in stock, we currently have available space without a long wait for our same-day match-up service. Please visit us in Shoreline, where there's plenty of good parking. Also, check us out online at franklumber.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811. Lee Johnson Auto Family.
The best path at that point was to stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier.
The LJ Way.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-981-4455. That's 800-981-4455. 800-981-4455.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive. That's exactly why
why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners are back at it today with a series against the Houston Astros. Seattle's still looking for its first series win of the season. First pitch at 6:40 p.m. tonight. Emerson Hancock is on the mound to start this one. Pregame show starts at 5:30 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot. Brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Talking NFL draft with the Athletics' Nick Baumgardner right now on the Emerald Pink Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Nick, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Great. I'm going to start with kind of a general approach to the draft here, knowing that you're looking at it for every single team. I think every draft is going to bring its own unique flavor, and some drafts are similar to others, right? Like I'm sure that you'll find crossover between 2021 was kind of like 2019 or whatever it is. That being said, what kind of flavor, what kind of description would you use for this year's draft class?
Yeah, this is a defensive draft, a really good one, and one that we don't really see often. I don't think it's not every year. I think that we see this level of depth, kind of at every position defensively. I mean, if you really think about it, this is a terrific safety class, a terrific linebacker class, an above-average edge class. I would say a good defensive tackle class and a good cornerback class. So this is a really, really good and very deep defensive class, and I think one that probably actually ends up making up for some of the lack of firepower on offense where, we don't see too many quarterbacks other than Fernando Mendoza. There's really not a surefire bet as a first-round quarterback in this draft. The running back class isn't nearly as deep as it was last year. We've seen deeper receiver classes in recent years, but there are some elite guys on the other side of the ball, and I think that there even could be some movement based on that, throughout the 3 days.
Well, I didn't hear you say running backs, and you compare this class from to last year's class. There's a big difference, right? There's a couple guys at the top, and then there's a big gap. Is there a sleeper in here that we should be talking about?
Yeah, there always are, right? I mean, like last year's running back class was awesome. It was like one of the best we have seen in like a decade, in my opinion. I mean, when you get a guy like Kyle Monunga in the 6th round, like that was like I had him as a third round grade, and it just worked out that way. He just got pushed down because there were so many guys. And this year it's not as deep. Jeremiah Love is awesome. I mean, obviously he's number one, and he's my favorite player in the draft, actually. So we'll give you running back love on that. But like beyond that, when you get down the list a little bit, you get into maybe the 3rd round, maybe the 4th round. You hear guys like Mike Washington from Arkansas, who is an elite speed guy at 228 pounds. So he's got some uniqueness to him with size and speed. Damon Claiborne from Wake Forest is a little smaller, but he's got some wiggle to him, could catch the ball out of the backfield, really good player. I also like Jonah Coleman from Washington. And then there's even guys like Jaden Ott from Cal, who is a great athlete but didn't play a lot. And we'll see, he was hurt. Maybe we'll see if he can get it together. And then another guy that the big sleeper for me is Eli Heidenreich from Navy, who is actually Navy's all-time leading receiver. He's 5'11", 205 pounds. He was a slot back or a wing back, I guess you would call it, at Navy. And the routes he runs out of the backfield are as good as you will see anywhere. I don't know if he gets drafted maybe late on day 3, but I think we'll hear from him at some point in the NFL.
What do we do with Jadarian Price here then? Because I've seen him mocked to Seattle at 32.
Yeah, he's high.
Yeah, I've also seen him going in the early second round. So we were wondering, like, maybe Seattle can trade back early second and still get him. But I don't know. Where do you see him going?
I had the exact same question. I did a 3-round mock draft earlier this week, and I had the same issue because I targeted him for the Seahawks price, that is, because, I mean, and I thought about it at 32, and, you know, I ended up not giving him to Seattle because he was off the board at like 40-something. So then I thought about it deeper, and I was like, man, if I was Seattle, I should have just done it right there at 32 and said, forget it, I'll take him, because I do think he is a really good fit for what they need. He's not exactly what Kenneth Walker was, but I think he's a really crafty runner who's really, really got great speed, great immediate speed, I should say, good gas pedal, all that good stuff. And it was just, he does everything. I mean, I think he's one of these players that nobody really knew anything about because he was behind Jeremiah Love, but I mean, he is just an outstanding player. Would have been, you know, high in last year's class too, I think, somewhere in there. So he's one that I think if I was Seattle, I don't know if I would wait. They don't have too many pressing needs, you know, that are so big. That one is kind of big. So I wonder if they just take him there at 32 if he's on the board.
We hear about Mendoza and Ty Simpson when it comes to the quarterback class. There's a guy who has like 1,000 starts named Carson Beck. And, you know, he's interesting. He's a winner. He won at Georgia. He won at Miami. Didn't win the big game in Miami. But he's a prospect. What's his profile, and where do you see him going?
Yeah, I think Carson Beck is probably one of those guys that's like got some of the cockroach to him, that he'll be around for a while, and it'll surprise some people that he lasts as long as he does, because I do think he's a smart guy, and I think he's a smart player. And like you mentioned, he won a lot of games. He played with really good players. Now, don't get me wrong, and there's something to that too. Like, those really good players like playing with him, you know, so he gets along with people. I think he's a good teammate. You didn't hear too much stuff about anything otherwise with that. He has his problems, right? I don't think he's a starter in the NFL. I don't think he's a guy that is going to be a guy that wins a job and gets a big contract from somebody. But I do think he's someone that can be a good backup that could probably come in and win you some games if a guy gets hurt, and then also a guy who can help your starter get through stuff and, you know, think through some things. He's got some things that we can't unsee, you know, on tape as well. Some really bad reactions to pressure. Some of the interceptions that he throws are really not very good either. And he also does need talent around him to kind of succeed. But, like, he's a sharp kid. There's a lot of guys like that in this class. Garrett Nussmeier is another one. Cade Klubnik is another one. I think people sleep on those guys, and they shouldn't, because they're important. You know, teams need backup quarterbacks. That's, you know, still kind of important, you know, last time I checked. So, you know, I expect him to get drafted somewhere in the middle of day 3.
Is this a class where you can find some surprises late day 3? That sounds so stupid because every class you can. But I ask that, Nick, because Seattle right now has 4 picks, and we're just all every single person expecting John Schneider to trade back from 32 and then probably trade back again and probably trade back again. So I just have a really hard time seeing them sitting at 4 picks. And I'm wondering how you see kind of maybe the depth, or like kind of a good group maybe later day 2, day 3.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple positions, and I've wondered about this actually for a few different teams. Seattle being one. Detroit likes to trade back. Some other playoff teams that have or teams that are right in that Green Bay, you know, that doesn't mind going back, because those teams typically do a really good job of scouting on the late day 3 stuff. And there's going to be really good players on the board at linebacker, at safety, at tight end, probably even at edge to a degree. I would think some, you know, so I think that there's going to be really good players back there on day 3. Just because, you know, you're not going to be able – there's too many needs other places. You've got guys like tight ends on day 3. Sam Roush might be available, the kid from Stanford, on day 3. I mean, I could see him slip into the 4th round. He is one of the best athletes that's come out tight end-wise in some time. Outstanding blocker. Just didn't put up any numbers because he played at Stanford with a bad team and not a very good quarterback, right? So I think that he's one that's going to probably slip. Max Clare from Ohio State. Andres from Texas. Those guys could slip. Justin Jolie from NC State could slip. These are all impact players that could all make something happen immediately somewhere. So there's a lot of guys there on day 3 that I think are going to be available for people, depending on the position and what you're willing to do with them.
Mendoza is an interesting prospect, right? He's just he's not. I covered him at Cal and obviously watched him over at Indiana. And he's just a different kind of cat, which I can appreciate.
He is different. Yeah.
He's not. I mean, he's going to be the number one pick, and he's not going to the draft. I was telling Stacy, man, I would take all that shine and that light, but that's just me.
Me too.
That's not him. Is there any quarterback personality-wise that you would compare him to?
Yes, and ironically enough, I think the Raiders just signed him, Kirk Cousins.
Right, exactly.
It's like what I see with Fernando Mendoza is I see a more athletic version of Jared Goff, but also maybe a more athletic version of Kirk. I think that they're very similar players, and I think that they'll have similar careers in that. I think Mendoza is going to be a good quarterback in the NFL, but he's going to be a guy that I think you're going to need to protect him. He's going to need to have a quality center in front of him because he doesn't do well with pressure right over the ball. He doesn't escape very well. He's going to need guys that know how to run routes and do their job. He's going to need a running game. He's going to need help, kind of like what we talked about with Cam Ward last year. But if you do help him, I think he's going to be a guy that really can pay it off for you and have some really good years in the NFL. And I also think bringing Cousins in, I just thought that was fantastic. I am always in favor of, if I got a rookie quarterback coming in, I want him to have to beat out a veteran one way or the other. And even if he doesn't, if he does, I want him to be able to learn from that guy for the rest of the year. So Fernando's going to be able to work with Kirk Cousins one way or the other for his entire rookie year. I think that's great. I think the Raiders are doing a good job of setting that up also for success. But that's kind of who he reminds me of, is Cousins and maybe Jared Goff.
Yeah.
You mentioned looking at Jadarian Price for Seattle at 32 and ended up sending him to the second round there. But is there a defensive player you like for Seattle if they do stick at 32, which I know that you probably don't expect them to do?
Yeah, I thought about edge there, a few times for them, because there's probably going to be some good ones there at the bottom of the first round, and it'll be, something for everybody, really. Zion Young, the big guy from Missouri, who's like 6'6", 270 or 260, whatever he is. I think he's going to be down there. Cassius Howell, who's smaller but like super, much faster, should be somewhere around there. T.J. Parker from Clemson, really good athlete as well. So I thought about that, and that might end up being what it is, because if they can't get out of it, and they just say, okay, we'll just go get the best player available. Those guys are all guys that come in and make an impact right away. So, worst case scenario, that's what they end up with. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world either. They're in such good shape because they're so young, and they're almost like rostered out that they can just kind of do whatever they want. And that's what John Schneider's always kind of been able to do. That's why he's so good. So I expect another good year there for the Seahawks in the draft.
I appreciate the combine, but then I don't at the same time. I like, getting measurables and all that stuff. I just like watching film. I'm like, can the dude ball or can he not ball? Yeah. Is there a measurable that overrides film at any moment?
For me, no, never. Never. I don't think. And that was asked by a bunch of people this year at the combine, actually, to some of the coaches, and they all pretty much said the same thing because of the Reuben Bain stuff about, the crazy short arm length that he had. And he's a great example, I think, of that exact question. And it's a great question because there are probably some scouts that would say, I don't know, you got to have, a tackle can't have 31-inch arms, maybe, or what have you. But no, the film is always more important. If a guy can always figure out a way to overcome his physical deficiency, or he can't. And, you find that on tape. And if it's consistent, it's consistent, and it doesn't tell lies, and it's foolish to think that you're smarter than the tape, So I think that's usually how it lands in the NFL, and I think that's pretty much universally agreed upon in the league.
What are some of the more damning things you can see on film about a guy?
Oh, yeah, I think that a lot of things effort-wise will show up on tape, especially like when a game gets late. Is the guy walking back? Is the guy not in the defense? Are we not chasing the ball? When we watch the coach's tape and they pull it back, and you can really see how, often some of my favorite stuff is if a play is busted, you're watching defenders. If a play is busted, is there going to be a defensive end who's going to chase that guy 35 yards down the field? I'm then going to go on and watch the rest of that for that guy. I'm going to watch him deeper. But if there's also a guy who's like not, he's standing there, and I see him standing there all the time. Those are things I think often that will pop up on tape. And then also, obviously, you can get in there and look at, are they stiff? Do they have any balance, in the tight windows there in the box? So all of it really shows up, and that's why it's, number one in terms of evaluation.
I've asked this question to several, guests that we've had on our show, and everyone's had a little different answer. But to you, how has the athlete changed in the past decade?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I think that specialization has changed everything in all sports. And, 20 years ago, I think somewhere in there, we saw the beginning of kids didn't play 5 sports anymore in high school. They picked one and they went with it. And that turned into, then they had, if I'm a baseball player, now I have a hitting coach. Now I have a throwing coach. Now I have specialized, all these. So what we have seen, athletes are smarter, they are better trained, and their fundamentals typically, for the most part, are much better, and they're much higher than what they were, when they enter like college. So when a kid comes as a freshman and he's a wide receiver, like his understanding of what, a route nuance and those type of things, I mean, it's so much higher than what it would have been 20 years ago, where it took so much more time for these guys to get up to speed. I mean, that's what it is now. I mean, these guys are getting faster, younger. They're getting more up to speed younger than ever before, including quarterbacks at times, not all the time, but at times, which is impressive. So I just think it's the specialization in general has changed their mindset, and really I think that their preparedness for the whole thing, and probably really made it harder to stand out, along the way as well.
We asked John Schneider, well, we don't, our afternoon show has him on as a guest leading up to the draft. They ask him every single year, hey, how has your approach changed? What have you learned? And sometimes I think, oh, John Schneider, he's so smart, this must be unique. And then other times I'm like, well, maybe every GM does this. But what do you think is something smart GMs do? How do smart GMs approach the draft?
Smart GMs, I think, are always willing to stick to their board and go with the best player on the board that's at their slot, no matter what. No matter what the positional value chart says, no matter what the fan base is going to do, from a reaction standpoint, no matter if you are in, danger maybe of being on a hot seat and you should be taking this guy, like the GMs who consistently, every time. You look at Baltimore over the years. Baltimore and Philadelphia is always the one that stands out, but Baltimore to me has got some of the best longevity over the years of just consistently having great drafts. They always have good young players in the program and in the roster, and it's just because they sit there and they take the best guy. Like when Kyle Hamilton's there in the teens, they're like, okay, we're doing this because he's the best player, and I don't care if he's a safety. We're going to make it work. Sometimes I don't even care if we need that player. We're going to make it work because he's that good, and we can't pass him up. But Philadelphia sometimes will do that as well. I just think that's, we've seen examples in the past. Like I think a great one I always go back to 2021, the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears picked almost back-to-back. The Lions needed a quarterback. So did the Bears. The Lions took Penei Sewell. The Bears took Justin Fields. Neither team was ready for a quarterback. Fields fell apart. Penei Sewell is going to be probably in an all-pro for, 10 more years. So Those are the things right there, I think, that stand out to me is the guys that have discipline and understand we're taking the best player no matter what, and that's that.
He is the Athletics' Nick Baumgardner, kind enough to join us to preview this month's draft. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, guys.
Don't forget, you can download the Seattle Sports app to listen to every Mariners game on one app, and it's completely free. You can take the game with you on the go when you're out running errands, at Little League practice, on a hike, on the boat, wherever the Seattle Sports app travels with you. You can enjoy every pitch of Rick Riz's final season all in one place at no cost. Did I mention it's free? It's the easiest way to enjoy Seattle Mariners baseball. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. Why do you think player attendance at the NFL draft is dropping?
How many athletes do you think are attending the draft?
20.
16.
That's not a lot.
16. You got 32 picks in the first round. Half of them are potentially showing up. And I think, yesterday I talked about Mendoza not going being the number 1 pick. I think that's a different boat. Like, if you're not the number 1 pick, I get it. And Mendoza, you do your whole thing. I'm not judging you. If I were the number 1 pick, though, I'm going. And I'm flying all the homies out, and we're partying that night. But I think they're not attending because wouldn't you rather be with like 30 of your closest friends and family when your name is called and party at your house or wherever? I remember Emeka, when he got drafted, they rented a house on the lake and everyone just showed up and they just hung out. I think that's why I think there's more emphasis on family and the people that really love you and helped you get there. Because when you go to the draft, you can hang out with your folks afterwards, but why not do it at grandma's house? Why not do it at a hall in your small town or wherever you're from? Yeah. And I think that these guys get it. So at first I was scratching my head like, man, why wouldn't they want to show up? But no, you want to celebrate with the people who love you. So I get it. I understand.
Did you look up attendance at past drafts? Just like random classes?
Yeah, there were some that had like 25.
Okay, so I looked up. So 2016 had 25.
Yeah.
So 10 years ago.
Yep. It's changing.
That's interesting.
It's just like this generation don't drink as much as we do either.
Just small trends where you're like, but why?
Yeah.
And it's like, things just mattered to different generations of people.
Yep.
Yeah. Second down. Why should high school players consider Wazoo?
This is my Wazoo pitch. I was thinking about our discussion yesterday where a guy can legit have 7 to 8 years playing college sports.
Oh, yes. I thought you were talking about the tweet from Kevin Clark.
Saying, what did he say?
Let's get to it later in the show because you had a take.
All right. So you can play 7 years now in college football, and it's going to be hard for these guys to get to LSU, Bama, and all that good stuff unless you're like the top 10 player in the country. It's just tough. So this is my pitch for WSU. You come to WSU because we'll get you out, all right? You come here, put together one good season, and we will get you up out of there. Mateer went to Oklahoma. You got our linebacker, his name is Al-Ukta, whatever. He plays for Washington now. You got Parker, who went to Utah. You got Falmore, who went to Wake Forest. I think as Cougs, we just accept where we are when it comes to the ranks in the totem pole. We're not a school that has a bunch of NIL money, but we are a school that develops these guys. So let's embrace it. If you are a high school student or athlete and you're like a 3-star, you're not getting a whole bunch of love, man, holla at WSU. I feel like I'm Suge Knight talking about Death Row Records right now. You know, holla at WSU, and we'll get you in, we'll get you out, and you'll become a better person.
A scorching hot take on the world of college football coming up in 20 minutes. We'll get back to that conversation. Third down. What mentality did John say he wants from draft picks that you like?
He said that he doesn't want to draft guys who are happy to be there and are fans of Witherspoon and Leo and all these guys. He wants to draft guys that want to take their jobs. That's the mentality you need to have. When I got undrafted and snuck into the league, I looked at Bobby like, yeah, Bobby Ingram, mentor, but I want to beat him. I want to take his job. Now, that's what you need to do because you want competition out there. You want to go to practice and have guys compete, not just fall to the wayside and allow Spoon to do whatever he wants to do. Now, Spoon, you're probably not going to take his job. You're probably not going to take Nick Moore's job, but that's the mentality that you need to have because most of the time, these careers aren't going to last long. You get about 2, maybe 3 years, and then you're out this thing. So make the most of it. I like that John said he's going to look at the competitiveness a bit more than he has in the past.
Fourth down, sorry. Tom Brady. Remember when Tom Brady forgot it was fourth down? It doesn't matter. He's a GOAT. Anything from Nick Baumgardner?
Yeah, a couple things. He reassured us that the RB draft, our talent isn't great. So if we don't get the guy we're asking for, Jadarian Price at number 32, and they do pick a guy later, I'm interested to see how that guy develops. Because if the talent isn't as deep as it was in last year's draft, like you got to be on point. He also said that it was a defensive-heavy type of draft. And I look at our defense, and there's not too many questions for me on this defense. Even if Ty Okada is the starting safety, you did lose Boye Mafe. He didn't have a great year, but we know how athletic that dude is. There's a chance for them to make this defense even better and bring a defensive guy who can come in and compete to win the job. It was a good conversation, man. I like what he said about Carson Beck as well. He's one of those guys that will float around and be in the league for 10 years. Haynes King was a guy that I pointed out from Georgia Tech last week. This is a weird draft when it comes to quarterbacks and it comes to running backs. So I want to see when those guys start coming off the board.
Yeah, I was struck by that too, him talking about the defense. Maybe they do go defense at 32 and then get your running back late day 3, and we just have to accept that it's not going to be a guy that we're especially excited about or know a ton about. But I don't know. I also always like the angle of like an elite group adding more weapons, right?
Yeah.
That's what the Eagles did for so long with that offensive line and that defensive line for that matter. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up in the timeline, you're not going to believe this, but FIFA has been accused of a scam.
Wow.
After a much-needed day off following a 5-game skid, it's back home and back at it for the Mariners.
Just what the Mariners were looking for.
Tonight, it's Emerson Hancock on the mound in the first of 4 against the Astros at T-Mobile.
12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
It's particularly delightful to see the Astros suffering like that.
Double play. Nicely turned by the Mariners.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Stacy here, and I need to tell you guys about what I did last week. On Friday, I got to demo the Arc Sport from Arc. It's a fully electric boat that's built to be a wake boat. Carter from the demo team at Arc picked me up right on Lake Union, which was very cool. I felt like a celebrity. The first thing I noticed was how sleek it looked. I mean, I literally felt like I was in a luxury EV, but on the water. The fully heated seats and touchscreen dash were my favorite features because I'm always freezing and I love a touchscreen, but something tells me that people who actually do spend a lot more time on the water are going to love things like the retractable tower and, of course, Arc software. But you know what else I noticed? We were the only ones on the water. It was a beautiful Friday, but it's also early April, and that means most people have their boats winterized. Not Arc. No winterization, oil changes, transmission service, anything like that means significantly less maintenance, so you can actually take advantage of an unexpectedly sunny day out on the water. You really have to see and experience this boat for yourself, though, so do it. It's easy. Book a demo. They'll pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. Fill out the form, and you'll be out on the water. Arc, you have to see it to believe it.
Visit America's Car Museum now, where history roars to life. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see Shelby Cobras and GT40s in the birth of the American supercar. Cruise-ins, drive-ins, race simulators, fun for all ages. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
It's comedy's most fearless voice. Jim Jeffries comes to the Emerald Queen Casino June 18th. It's sure to be a night of unforgettable comedy with the Australian stand-up powerhouse. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store. One of our most popular services is our matchup service, where we use your old door as a template to create a new door in your existing frame. Whether you need an interior or exterior door, this is a great way to change out your doors DIY style. And as long as we have what you need in stock, we currently have available space without a long wait for our same-day matchup service. Please visit us in Shoreline, where there's plenty of good parking. Also, check us out online at franklumber.com.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
We are seeing one of the strongest gold markets ever. That jewelry you no longer wear and the gold coins tucked away could be worth a lot more right now. For nearly 5 decades, Bellevue Rare Coins has been the trusted authority for buying gold, rare coins, diamonds, watches, and entire collections with free evaluations, no pressure, and no obligation. Find them in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, or Tacoma, and BellevueRareCoins.com. Bellevue Rare Coins, the trusted authority for selling your valuables.
You don't have to be a great golfer to get a handicap. You don't have to play every weekend. And you definitely don't need to be super competitive. A golf handicap index is for any golfer. Michael Bump is here. In fact, it only takes 3 18-hole rounds to get started. So whether you play to compete, improve, or just have more fun with your golf buddies, a handicap makes the game fair and more interesting. Getting one is easy. Sign up, post 3 rounds, and you're set. Learn more at wagolf.org/710. wagolf.org/710.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Bump, if you were told that a sports league has been accused of corruption or a scam, which league would you assume?
My fantasy football league.
Okay.
All right.
Besides them.
Nah, it'd be FIFA all day, man. They corrupt.
You are correct.
Yeah.
That is the league that's under fire, obviously. World Cup right around the corner. And soccer fans have been mad at FIFA for various things over the years. Like Bump said, they've been accused of miscellaneous corruption a million times. But the latest gripe concerns a report in The Athletic that shows FIFA may have duped fans with their seating location for this summer's World Cup. So what happened is, like any other soccer game, or like a big event like this, you're buying it in categories. So like, let's take Lumen. All the seats near the field, let's say those are category 1. The further away you get, category 2, category 3, 300 level, maybe it's like category 4, 3 or whatever it is. So there's two issues here. One, fans were buying a seat, let's say in category 1, and you're spending anywhere between, I'm going to guess, $500 and $1,000 plus more than you would for category 2. So for each category. So that's a notable difference. So they bought category 1 tickets, and then they're given their seat assignment, and they realize it's either a horrible seat, like it's obstructed, or it's just way further away than they thought, or that it's like in category 2 on the original map, and they're like, wait a minute here. This doesn't look right. I paid for category 1. Now, part of this is like a cultural thing where in the U.S., we're just used to purchasing, like I'm on Ticketmaster.
Is that standard
and
practice? They put you in categories like in other?
Apparently. I've never attended a World Cup, but I think there is a bit of a cultural thing here where this is more standard for like a FIFA
Seems
event.
way more complicated.
Exactly. Versus in America, you're on Ticketmaster or your team's website, or you have you have season tickets, and you're like, well, I know that I sit here.
Right.
This is where I sit. I bought this seat. So part of it's that kind of divide, but part of it is literally FIFA, kind of scamming people out of their spots.
It's a great way to do it.
Yeah, just to be like, what do you mean? You bought this ticket. It's like, no, I didn't. And then another issue is in separate ticket maps, you can see that there are, let's say, whole sections of category 1 seats that are blocked out because those are going to be for certain sponsors or partnerships or whatever. But those sections don't appear blocked out on the ticket map, meaning people are purchasing category 1 seats thinking like, oh, I could sit here. No, you won't. You will not be sitting there. So it's just a very intentionally confusing way to sell people incredibly expensive seats to an event that they can't wait for.
These ticket prices for even
thousands.
The worst matches are going for a crazy amount.
Oh, that's the other thing. FIFA initially had prices for the final at $8,000, and now they're almost $11,000.
Not FIFA. FIFA wouldn't do that.
What? No.
I know the guy.
No, they wouldn't.
FIFA, you mean the same FIFA that the U.S. Department of Justice sued or held him accountable for $150 million in bribes and kickbacks? Not that FIFA.
No.
No, this is...
They're always an upstanding group.
Integrity.
Weird.
Yeah.
The BBB has their bag, man. They're tripping.
That's just, you have the wrong person.
So
you have the wrong person.
I saw in the matches, I think that'll be in Foxborough, where the Patriots Stadium is, the bus fare even got an increase to like $80 for a bus ticket to the stadium.
Goodness gracious. I need to get on the FIFA board.
Yeah.
For real.
You know what?
Do you know how much money I could pocket?
If I get on, we're rich. We're taking this show on the road.
Can you imagine you're still hosting Bump and Stacy as the head of
Yeah.
FIFA? Next up, Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. Continuing with this story.
This is an all-time timeline story.
This is an all-time time. This is peak timeline story, but there have been some developments here. First, a new, maybe less incriminating picture of Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. They were seated at a bar. This one has surfaced. It looks like a hidden camera or something taken with like someone's phone. It's a sneaky photo. That's kind of weird. So that's one part of the story. The second new bit of information, Front Office Sports has reported the original photos, which look like taken with a professional camera, were shopped to multiple outlets before the New York Post ran the story earlier this week. The reason that matters is that one of the theories was that the New York Post, in an attack on the Times, a.k.a. The Athletic, a.k.a. Rossini, maybe did this. But instead, it would appear that whoever took these photos shopped them to multiple outlets. And TMZ debated getting the photos. The tipster said that it was Mike Vrabel hanging out with an unidentified woman, and then they wanted to sell it for 4 figures. And TMZ was debating whether or not, okay, is this a story or is it bedroom policey? Is this worth posting? And then the Post, page 6, just ran with it, so it didn't end up mattering. But this was someone who shopped that photo around. Okay, so then Albert Breer was on 98.5, the Sports Hub, and said he thinks it was a PI.
Do you think it was a private investigator?
I do. I mean, I don't know how you can. So here's the thing, okay? That's 2 hours away. The Post story had detail from, it felt like sunrise to sunset, right? Breakfast.
Yeah.
By the pool. Sunset. Do you really think some guest at that hotel,
which is $2,500 a night,
who is there on a romantic, because I like everything you read about the hotel, who is there on a romantic getaway with their significant other, is going to sacrifice their entire day to taking iPhone pictures of them in different spots across the resort? Does that make any sense at all?
It doesn't, Albert. This was absolutely a PI.
It is a PI. Here's the mess up part about this situation.
Okay.
All right. They're both married. They're both wrong for this.
Mm-hmm.
Vrabel's going to be just fine. He is going to continue his deployment with the Patriots. Robert Kraft's going to defend him. The NFL won't discipline him. He'll be fine. Rossini might have just ruined her career.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the double standard we were talking about yesterday. He's a man. It's unfortunate that we just get the label, oh, he's just a player. Oh, he's a guy being a guy. He's a guy's guy. Unfortunately for Rossini, she's had a couple of decades in this career, and she's doing the exact same thing that Vrabel's doing, yet they're going to look at her differently, and her career is either going to take a few steps back, and she had to build herself back up, but Vrabel's going to be just fine.
Oh, I don't think her career is ever going to be the same. Even if this is absolutely nothing, let's say that they're just really tight friends or whatever, her career will never be the same.
No.
And I think it's because people will assume, oh, that's how she gets all her information. Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Without all, I think what a lot of people don't see, I'm not saying Adam Schefter has a relationship with any coach. What I'm saying is, what a lot of people don't see is that there are lots of relationships curated behind the scenes for all of those nugget gatherers. And by that, I mean Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, all of those people. Like when you see a story, that's given to them by an agent that they've gotten lunch with, that they've gotten drinks with. You know what I mean? Like those are people that know and trust them. And you don't just get that because they're like, this is a good reporter. Like those are relationships you have to curate. This does look weird, right? Like I think it's inappropriate, but it is unfortunately for Diana because her career will never be the same.
It won't. And it's unfortunate because they're both wrong, doing the same thing. And because she's a woman and kind of like a journalist, I guess, and she has to get information, just like you said, people are going to assume that she does this all the time. When really, this could be a one-time mistake. Doesn't make it right, but I don't think this defines who Rossini is.
Sports, just kidding. Earlier this week, next and last story here, Caleb Williams, who's fighting for that Iceman title there. He spoke with Front Office Sports about the nickname dispute he's found himself in with George Gervin.
It's funny because I didn't know. My dad probably knows his nickname was that. But between me and George or anything like that, it's more or less people making clothing or people making things like that. And I can't control what people are making of me or anything like that and putting the name on it. And so it's just to control that aspect of it. That was the main reason of doing it. At first, I didn't per se like the nickname. I thought there was cooler nicknames, and then it all kind of came together. My teammates gave me the name. My teammates started calling me it around the facility and things like that, and I just kind of let it fester and let it become what it is now. And I've actually earned a liking of the name, and so I wanted to trademark it. I'm trying to do that just to make sure that we can control what's being made and put out about me.
I think that teammates gave him the nickname because they'd heard the nickname before.
Yeah. And he's only had like a couple moments where you can say there's ice in his veins too. I mean, like, you go ice, man, you got to put together some playoff runs, some fourth down conversions, which he did have a big one last year. So nothing, when I look at Caleb in his game, there's nothing that says ice in his veins.
Yeah.
I see talent, but no ice.
Time for the IRG Injury Report, brought to you by IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Justin Hollander scheduled to give injury updates on a number of Mariners, including Victor Robles, Bryce Miller, Carlos Vargas, and Miles Masterboni later this afternoon. You'll hear about them on tonight's pregame show, which starts at 5:30 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up, a scorching hot take on the state of college football.
After reaching the NFL's mountaintop,
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
the work continues for the Seahawks to keep the foundation strong. It's the 2026 NFL Draft, Thursday, April 23rd. Only Seattle Sports begins its first-round draft coverage with a reigning NFL Executive of the Year.
You know who are the real Seahawks?
The John Schneider Show at 4 p.m. with Brock Hughes, Michael Bumpus, Steve Wyman, and host Bob Stelton live until 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports.
Welcome to IRG Sports Injury Update. We're here with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and president of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, and our guest, Dr. Anthony Yee, orthopedic surgeon with additional advanced training in foot and ankle surgery at Orthopedic Specialist of Seattle.
Dr. Yee, thanks for coming on. Everybody knows about Aaron Rodgers. Fourth play of the season, he tears his Achilles tendon. He had surgery, and they used a technique called speed bridge. Maybe tell us what that means with an Achilles tendon repair.
Yeah, so it's an awesome newer technique that a company called Arthrex has recently put out that allows surgeons to repair an Achilles through a minimally invasive approach. So a very small incision that only requires a few stitches, and you get really robust repair of the Achilles tendon and get to anchor it down into the heel bone. So it really allows for accelerated rehab. Aaron Rodgers walking around, throwing the football a little over a month out from his surgery is almost unheard of. The average patient is usually just starting to wean off of crutches somewhere around the 6-week mark.
Well, when you talk about new technology and also minimally invasive surgery, so the accelerated rehab, Aaron Rodgers, for example, he's talking about coming back in November. Is that really a possibility with this new technique?
I would be surprised, but I won't discount it. You know, there is a precedent with Cam Akers coming back somewhere around, I believe, 4 or 5 months after an Achilles rupture in this similar procedure. So I won't write it off.
Yeah, Speed Bridge, that new technique, minimally invasive surgery, is allowing athletes and doctors like yourself to progress rehab a lot faster and get these athletes back to play. Dr. Yee, thank you so much for your time. Great information.
Thanks for having me.
If you want more information regarding foot and ankle injuries, you can contact Dr. Anthony Yee at orthopedicspecialistofseattle.com. That's orthopedicspecialistofseattle.com.
With over 40 neighborhood clinics around Washington, IRG has you covered. Let IRG be your family's physical therapist. Find the location nearest you at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Hour and a half drive here. To have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
The deadline for filing taxes is coming up. Don't miss this chance to donate your car to Cars for Kids for a 2026 tax deduction. Go to carsforkids.org today. That's cars with a K. Don't wait. Donate now and have your car picked up by tomorrow.
There's nothing better than having a big fish on your line. Make this the year you take that unforgettable fishing trip to Queen Charlotte Lodge. Time is running out for summer bookings. Experience a luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, family, father, or son. King salmon runs, halibut, and lingcod are always plentiful. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and use code ESPN. Experience fishing first class. Experience fishqcl.com.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
It's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day for baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. Case in point, your ticket might be for the view level, but it's more like Skyline City. Up here, it's hard to say what'll take your breath away first. The gorgeous Seattle sunsets or the spectacular views of every incredible play. If you like value with a view, it's the perfect place to take quality time with the family to a whole new level. Literally.
A bases clearing, 3-run double. Everybody on their feet here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
The Mariners are back in town for a 4-game series against the division rival Astros. It all starts tonight with Ichiro replica statue night at 6:40, presented by BDA. The first 40,000 fans will take home a must-have collectible, with 20 lucky fans scoring one signed by Ichiro himself. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Around the Diamond is sponsored by Klein Jewelers.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
It could not be a weirder start to the season for the Mariners. Did anyone just see the videos posted from the unveiling of Ichiro's statue?
Oh, no.
I just did.
Okay.
no.
Would you mind describing what you see?
I see men pulling the carton or cape, whatever you want to call it, off of this deal.
Uh-huh.
Confetti everywhere. Woo! And the bat is bent to Ichiro's right side, like almost parallel to the dangram. Griffey is holding his head. Ichiro's pointing at the bat. I'm sure he's laughing at it. But don't do one of the greats like that.
I'm going to say this. I am too paranoid a person not to worry that this is ominous.
Oh, my God.
What does it mean?
Just ruined the moment.
What does it mean?
This is like a gender reveal, and you pop the confetti too early.
Now, what's good is, like, Griffey's laughing. Like, they took the bat out to, like, straighten it out. But I'm sorry. In a season where you're entering the year with World Series expectations, you have the worst record in baseball. You can't hit the ball to save your life. You unveil a statue of one of the greatest players, one of certainly your greatest players of all time, in an iconic pose, his stance, holding out the bat, and the bat is bent.
You got sawed off, broken bat single.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
Please win. Please win.
How do you get that fixed between now and when people are starting to line up for the game?
Got to be heat, right? Maybe you
just get
take like a
somebody to weld it.
blowtorch.
I will say
Put a real bat.
They have also had issues with the bat on the Ken Griffey Jr. statue too, because it has like broken off at times. I think somebody like snapped it off too and ran away with it.
Disrespectful.
It's bad. Is Matt coming back there to ask if you see everyone's seeing it now? It's just crazy. All right, let's get to our college football stuff here, and we'll talk about the Mariners with Shannon. So we will get right back to the Mariners. We have a lot to talk about when it comes to this team. A scorching hot take on the state of college football. We heard this one from ESPN's Kevin Clark. He was a guest on the Andy and Ari show and pushed back on the amount of concern when it comes to the future of college football.
Right now, we're looking at record ratings. We're looking at the most attention I've ever seen on college football in my lifetime. And what I don't understand is, and this isn't a Ryan Day point, this is more of an NCAA point, is why Charlie Baker looks at this and says this is bad. Part of it, I think, is because it makes coaches' lives harder and coaches complain. But guys, guess what? Coaches complain about everything. When I worked for the Wall Street Journal and The Ringer, every August, my genre would be, what are coaches pissed about? Ask 12 of them, get some great piece, put it together. But then the counterpoint to that piece was always, who cares? And by the way, you know who doesn't care in the NFL? The owners. The owners never care what the coaches say. That's why they always cut practice time. That's why they use things the coaches care about as a bargaining chip in labor negotiations, because they do not care what the coaches think. And so I think that we're looking at record ratings, record attendance. I mean, the national championship game was Taylor Swift level tickets, ticket prices, which has never been before. And I actually do think there's a happy medium, and I kind of think we're in it, guys.
Kevin Clark said, show me a team that can't compete now, and I'll show you a bad program. Now, it's a take worth exploring because we do hear a lot of complaints about college football, and mostly people just throw out like, oh, NIL, it ruins teams. And I completely get the frustration people feel, but we are seeing an incredible product. We are. But, Bump, you took issue with that final bit there. Show me a team that can't compete, and I'll show you a bad program.
Top 25 teams for sure. They're top 25 for a reason, because they have the resources, they have the leadership, they have the money to go buy their teams now, because that's essentially what you have to do. Don't tell me Washington State is a bad program. I've been around that program for 20 years now. It's not a bad program. We just can't compete because we don't have the money, the resources that other schools have. It's not a bad program. Bad programs have bad coaches. Teams that have criminals out there on campus, teams that have no discipline. It's not a bad program. It's about resources. All right. We don't have alumni who are just pouring millions of dollars into Washington State. If you want to win right now, you have deep pockets, you're going to compete. Where did Texas Tech come from? Right out of nowhere. They're a top 25 team. Mm-hmm. Why?
Those boosters.
Because those boosters got money, that oil money. Mm-hmm. Texas A&M, oil money. Texas A&M has always been kind of floating around, but now they're considered contenders. That's a horrible take, man. He sounds like an elitist. Where did he go to school? LSU?
Miami.
Miami? Oh, money.
In the national championship game, too.
For days. Like, that's a trash take right there, man. It's like forgetting that there are levels to this when it comes to location, history, money. Money gets you the athletes. That was bad, man.
I think that the real problem is there are schools that have been left behind by the state of college football, and it's not because it's schools that are like Division I, formerly a Power 5 conference school. It's not like Wazoo is going to be talked about every single year. Let's say that there had never been a dissipation of the Pac-12 and all of that stuff. We weren't going to be talking about Wazoo as a favorite to get to a national championship game. No offense. But there was still an uphill battle there. But that's the perfect encapsulation of the type of school that's been left behind by what college football is now. Now, if I'm looking at, let's say, my Washington Huskies, they're not going to be atop the Big Ten, but there's no reason you can't be regularly competing. I think it's a little easier to look at Washington if they're failing routinely and go, bad program.
You know it's a bad program?
Because you should have more resources.
UCLA, bad program.
Bad program.
Got all the resources in the world.
Exactly. Bad program.
Bad program.
But no, right now it's not a great time in college football for the programs like Washington State that have been left behind by what it is now.
There was a time Washington State played in the Rose Bowl, right? Before the money was what it was. You get a group of guys together led by Gesser and Bledsoe, right? You get local guys, you develop them, and you go. The money changes everything because now you're not getting the collective local guys who stick together, develop together, grind, get that camaraderie. And that's where the smaller programs shine, because you get those groups. Wazoo is like every 8 to 10 years, you got that group of guys to kind of elevate it. That makes them a great program. Mm-hmm. It's easier to get to the Natty every single year or get to the college football playoffs. One, when you're a blue blood, that's always going to help. But blue bloods got money, right? Because they got brand, they got recognition. So there's a lot of levels to this, but for him just to say if a team ain't winning, they're a bad program, you know how this goes, man. Wazoo, as long as I'm alive, will probably never get into the college football playoff unless everyone who went to Wazoo commits to dropping $10,000 a year to help support these athletes. So that was a bad one, dog.
Let's go around the diamond. The Mariners start a 4-game series with the hated Astros tonight at T-Mobile Park. Pregame starts at 5:30 p.m. First pitch is at 6:40 p.m. Emerson Hancock on the mound. That's going to be right here on Seattle Sports 7:10 a.m. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jeweler Edmonds. Speaking of the Mariners insider Shannon Drayer helps us preview this series next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Hi, Andy Klein here. There's something special about a baseball game. The moments and the memories. At Klein Jewelers, that's exactly how we feel about our diamonds. They're a beautiful reminder of life's biggest moments. We're here to help you find the perfect diamond or beautiful piece of jewelry to celebrate your engagement, anniversary, birthday, promotion, or just because. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Shine with Klein.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
Rick Riz here for the Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington's Improve Your Play program. Many of our local youth sports teams need help with field enhancements, training, and equipment. Local Pella owners Keith Dashafy and Luke Wilson are stepping up to donate $5,000 to 2 deserving teams. We need your help finding them. Head to seattlesports.com/play to nominate a deserving team in need. Let's help our local youth improve their play this year with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Contest and rules at seattlesports.com/play.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saleen. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners are back at it today with a series against the Houston Astros. Seattle still looking for its first series win of the season. First pitch is going to be at 6:40 p.m. Emerson Hancock on the mound. Pre-game show starts at 5:30 right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Mariners insider Shannon Drayer joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook hotline. And Shannon, I was really hoping for like a vibe shift with the Mariners series here against the Astros, and maybe they do get that, but the unveiling of the Ichiro statue doesn't feel like a great place to start. Because this was very, very cool to see. We all love Ichiro. He deserves to be honored. And then the bat bent in the statue unveiling. Is there a curse? What's happening? What do I do with this information, Shannon?
Well, that's the only explanation, isn't it?
You can see the bat bent in the video when they pull down on the tarp.
Yeah, that's amazing. I will say this. The bat is the most vulnerable part of the statue. I actually got to see them when they were making the Dave Niehaus. I got to go to the studio outside of Chicago and talk with the artists and see, the progress on it. And honestly, it's one of the coolest things I've ever done. It was just, this is somebody who does statues that are seen in so many of the ballparks, and they're so magnificent, and the detail is so incredible. And really, they do the research and to figure out, how do we do the little nuances and special touches to these statues. So that was, just amazing to see. But you might recall a few years ago, somebody snapped off the Griffey bat as well. So the bat is clearly the most vulnerable part of that statue. It was a quick fix. They replaced the bat in pretty quick order, and I'm sure they'll do the same with Ichiro. But, yeah, that is not something you expect to see.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that one. I'm happy that Ichiro and Griffey, everyone just laughed it off. I understand it was a mistake. Things happen. So, let's talk about this series, though. Shannon, I'll call this series just a mental health series. I just want to see guys have some success and kind of get their groove going, because once you start having that success, it can be contagious. Who do you expect to lead the charge during the series?
I have no idea. I really have no idea. I mean, that's the territory that we're in right now. At the beginning of the season, it was a matter of the middle of the order and just the middle of the order, and we were seeing bats around them. Donovan is the only bat that has really been consistent. I guess you could throw Rosarena in there too. but it hasn't been the big heroic at bats, which I'm not holding against him, but they haven't been of much substance because there's been nobody on in front of him. So you're looking up and down the lineup, and even the hitters that were having some success at the beginning have had some struggles of late. So I really don't know who it's going to be, but I think you're right. I think that it is a series where they need, both teams desperately at this point need to get right. And I think that, it's the oldest adage in the sports, but it truly is right now a matter of you've got to take them one game at a time. You're not going to get it all back in one game. So take it as one game and see if you can get something started, see if you can get something rolling with yourself, with the team. But everybody, it's something where you don't want to ask any one player to try and do too much or to expect to do too much. But, first and foremost, go out there, control the controllables, and that's something that we've seen that has hurt them a little bit. I mean, the biggest problem, obviously, is the offense producing, but, clean it up a little bit in the field and make sure you are on point on the bases. And, the pitching is going to be there and go from there. And then when it comes to what you are doing at the plate, that's where you can't try and do too much. You're not going to swing your way out of it. Stay with your approach. Keep up with the work that you're doing before the games. That's all very important. Don't expect too much to start with. Don't put any more pressure on yourself than you already have. And if you get one win, let's see if you can turn that into two the next day.
Is there anything that's sincerely concerning at this point? And I know the adage is fairly that it's early, but I think, Shannon, as you know, what frustrates so many people is that you're seeing like a really high whiff rate. You're seeing tons of strikeouts. It's not like bad luck where, oh man, they just keep, you had a million games of this Joe Adell robbing 3 home runs. You have that game that you probably could have won, but then you've had just horrible performances. Like guys don't look ready. What does it feel like to you?
Well, when you look at the horrible performances, they're all players with track records. So this, very honestly, could be a slow start for them all offensively. Sometimes guys are quick starters. Some guys are notoriously slow starters. And, all that means is they're not where they want to be with their timing. Or maybe it is time to make a little bit of a swing adjustment here or there. What worked in Arizona wasn't working here. But that's when you get back to control what you can control. Make sure you're staying within your approach. Your approach shouldn't change through any of this, except for situationally. When you get up to the plate, if there is something that you can do, if there is an opportunity where perhaps you need to sacrifice yourself a little bit, well, take that opportunity because the runs are precious. And you know that with what your pitching has been doing, you don't need too much. So for me, the only thing that is of concern as far as lasting concern is what I just said a minute ago. Let's get things cleaned up. Let's not make the mistakes that we've been making.
Yeah, it's just clean baseball. And they're facing a pitching staff that has struggled with in the Astros. How do you expect the Astros to attack? It feels like, Shannon, that there's some disrespect going on and teams are just going at these hitters, as they should. They haven't had success. Do you expect the Astros to do the same?
Well, yeah, I hope they see a lot more pitches in the zone. Obviously, they've been struggling in pitches against the zone, but and I say obviously because it's I pointed out a couple of times. Our good friend Luke Arkins put out the tweet last night that pointed to that the Mariners have the worst swing and miss rate in the zone. The balls that they should be hitting, they are missing outright right now, and that's a problem. So until they start hitting them, they're going to see them more. So that is something that maybe feel a little bit better that you probably are going to see pitches that you should be able to hit, and maybe you're getting closer to that. But, this series, it's going to be two things. I mean, the Astros pitching right now is just absolutely decimated by injuries. They're not even sure who's going to start games 3 and 4 at last check, which is alarming. They have had a good offense, so they have put runs up on the board. So you're going to need your pitching to do what your pitching has been doing, and hopefully you don't need too many runs. And maybe you're going to have a little bit of a better opportunity to do that because the Mariners have actually faced some very good pitching to start. Not so much in Anaheim, but the pitching that they saw with Cleveland, you saw some good arms there. You definitely saw good arms with New York, and you saw some great arms on the last stop in Texas. So, maybe you look to take advantage at the pitchers that Houston now is forced to throw at you. They are it's not even a matter of depth anymore. They're probably getting to a spot where they might need to go find people. So I think hopefully you look at that as just an opportunity that they so need right now.
What's the feeling in this clubhouse behind the scenes? You're there, you've seen it, and what kind of work are you seeing them put in?
No, I'm seeing the work is always there. That is never, ever, the problem with them. And I think that, we're now talking about 10, 12 days of this, and you don't think much of it when you first start with it. It's like, okay, well, so we're 1-2, we're 2-4, we're even 2-5 at that point. But then it starts to weigh on you a little bit more when you are seeing the numbers that they're seeing right now. You had a game like the Adele game, which they were fine afterwards, but when you lose the next day, you start to feel that maybe things are kind of not going your way, that luck might not be on your side. And I don't mean in a way that you're expecting luck. I mean in just kind of a baseball sense, that the ball is not bouncing your way in some situations. You'll have a game where it would feel like, and I think it actually was very close to it in Anaheim, every challenge went against you. Like the other team won every challenge at the plate. You were out of challenges early, and then there were challenges on plays, and everything was going against you. And just those little things can kind of start to pile up and sort of kind of get in the corner of your mind. You're trying to push it out. You need to push it out at that point. But then it comes to a point where you might just feel a little bit snake bit. And I think there was a little bit of that going on in the last couple of days of the trip. But I think Brendan Donovan just put it the best when he said he doesn't like where he's at, and he knows that he can do better. He knows that he is not playing to his standard. He's allowing for the fact that he hasn't played there a lot, but that doesn't change the fact that he wants to be able to make every play at third base. He wants to be able to help the team, and he knows that he's not playing the way that he would normally be playing right now. So that's a tough thing when you are, be it a hitter or in the field, and you have to kind of separate all of that and just tackle what you can tackle. But you did see a little bit of a shift in Texas, and you hope that the off day kind of helps get them back on track. And I think seeing the Astros might. That's a team that they've enjoyed facing. It's a team that is a rival, and it might be exactly what they need. Friday night is always a great time at T-Mobile Park, and so I think the atmosphere should be pretty good there. Being back home will help. Maybe even seeing some clouds will help. I don't know. But they do have a really good opportunity coming off the off day there's nothing you can do about what's happened this far. Push the reset button.
Emerson Hancock on the mound today. Let's talk about some positive. What have you seen out of him, and how has he matured over the past couple seasons?
Yeah, it's been really interesting to watch him grow within the game. Let's remember he was one of the Mariners' number one picks, or he was the number one pick in the draft that he came out of. And when you're that guy, I think that there's always a label, and then I think you also hold yourself to a standard. And his career, his big league career, there were some obstacles. There was an injury that came to him early. There was the pandemic season. There were things that just, made it a little bit tougher for him. And then there were times when he would come up, or he would be in spring training, or all of a sudden you would see, okay, his bread and butter is not really playing at this level. And he has made some adjustments. And it was funny because I was talking with Cole Wilcox, the reliever, who's actually done a very nice job. He came up for Carlos Vargas. Cole Wilcox was a teammate of Emerson Hancock's at Georgia. They were the 1-2 starter on a very good Georgia Bulldog team. And I asked him, what do you see now with Emerson Hancock? Because he hasn't obviously been on a team with him or seen him up close since they left Georgia. And he laughed and he said, you know what? I see what I saw at Georgia. And it's funny because you look and you'll see, though, there was the growth and there might have been the struggle here and there. But this was who he was. The dominance that we are seeing right now is what made him the number one at Georgia. So it's been an interesting journey for him, and it has involved, not just adapting his repertoire, and the sweeper looks like it is definitely a viable pitch that's going to help him, but also doing things like changing arm angles and sometimes even changing his position on the pitching rubber as well. I mean, he is really kind of getting into what can I do with what I've got to get better. And it's sometimes a tough thing to do, to know that when you've got, okay, I've got a really good sinker and it pairs really well with my changeup, that sometimes you need a little bit more. And I think he's finally found that answer. I think the sweeper is something that that works well for what he has. And I think the arm angle change has helped. And we're also seeing him maintain that velocity a little bit more. And all the while, and a credit to the Mariners and the rest of his rotation mates on this one, you never have to worry about saying, the starting five and Emerson. He's part of the starting rotation. They see him as a member of the starting rotation, even regardless if he's in Tacoma for a while. He has put in enough time. He has worked with them all. He has sat in on all of their bullpens, and he is one of the Mariners starters. Just sometimes it hasn't been in Seattle, and I think that that's helped him grow. And certainly, if there was ever any waiver of confidence, I'm sure that has helped too.
Last one here, Shannon. You guys are scheduled to speak with Justin Hollander a bit later today. What kind of updates are we waiting for here from Justin?
With all that we just said about Emerson Hancock, I'm interested to hear about Bryce Miller, because he's the one that I think that we've heard the least about since leaving spring training. So I'm really interested to hear what his progression is. A little bit more on the severity of Victor Robles' injury. We saw Vargas was moved to the 60-day IL, so that's going to be a while there. I think those are the main ones. But, that's always an important day when we get back. Justin usually does that the first day back from a road trip, so there will be news this afternoon, I'm sure.
She is Mariners insider Shannon Drayer, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
You got it, guys.
Don't forget to download the Seattle Sports app. Every Game One app completely free. You can take it with you on the go when you're out running errands, at Little League practice, on a hike on the boat, wherever. The Seattle Sports app travels with you. You can enjoy every pitch of Rick Rizz's final season all in one place at no cost. It's the easiest way to enjoy Seattle Mariners baseball. Did we mention it's free? Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Mariners begin a 4-game series against the Astros tonight, an Astros team that was just swept by the Rockies. What's the real headline?
It's a battle to see who's more down bad.
I'll be playing, I'll be the skipper tonight. I got this, guys.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I'll be down there.
Oh, okay, what's the move?
In the dugout. We're actually going to be wearing the Steelhead uniforms tonight. And, no, I'm just playing, clearly. But I feel like I have some responsibility.
We thought you were really going to be in the dugout.
I know. I knew you guys were excited. I would invite you guys if I were, though.
No, you wouldn't.
If I were down the dugout,
Yeah.
I'd be like, Stacy, you can be the bad girl. Curtis, you're working first or third, whichever one you want to do.
All right.
Hang on.
What?
I'm the bat girl?
Yeah.
Why can't I be like a bench coach or like the guy that chews gum next to you?
All right, you can do that.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Hey,
Stacy would be chewing dip.
Hey, she would pass out so quick.
Yeah, she would.
She'd pass out
or
so
throw
quick.
up, yeah.
Man.
I don't feel good.
I remember I did that one time on a plane for the first time.
Oh, no.
On a
Worst decision of
plane?
my
Why
life.
the first time on a plane?
We were coming back from playing New Mexico or something like that. My boy was like, you want to try them? Oh, sure. And within 30 seconds, I spit that thing out. I was done with that. Never touch it again. But no, tonight is a mental health check, right? Positive vibes. I know the Ichiro statue's all jacked up. Don't worry about it. They'll fix it, okay? You're going to get your bobbleheads. How many? First 40,000? Or not bobblehead, replica of the Ichiro statue.
Mm-hmm.
There's good things that are going to happen tonight. That's all I got to say. Good vibes. Let's get her done. Mental health check.
There's a video of the bat maybe being fixed. Our own Mike Lefko, Wyman and Bob are out there today. Mike Lefko said he just drove by T-Mobile and that the bat is right up now.
Okay.
So, and then there's a video of it being maybe a couple videos I'm seeing of it maybe being fixed. I'm still nervous.
Me too.
It's just deflating and so symbolic of where the bats have been to start this season. I can't deal with it. It's too fitting a metaphor that it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what
good.
they need to do. Fix the bat literally.
Oh, that's
and
it.
figuratively.
That's it. They fix the
They
Ichiro
fix the
bat,
then
so their
bats
bats will be
get
fixed. Yes, I'm with that.
This is why I should be your bench coach.
What?
But see, we're finishing each other's sentences. Like, you just need someone to go, I think you should challenge.
Okay.
I don't think you should challenge.
All right.
I think you should challenge. Like, you just need someone to kind of be your hype man in the dugout. And I can do that.
I feel like you'd be talking to me way too much. And I'm like trying to lock in. I'm trying to talk to the bullpen, and you just be like, "So what are you thinking? So what are you thinking? What are we thinking here? Huh?"
So rude. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Brady, fade the music.
Oh, there we go. Time for the Masters.
Headline number 2. It's cut down day at the Masters. What's the real headline?
Better than rollover day.
It's a beautiful day.
It is.
I'm still upset that I got invited to watch a practice round at the Masters.
Oh.
But the invite was too late, so I couldn't make it. But
oh, really? You could have flown out to Augusta and seen it?
Practice round.
Hey,
That's
it's Augusta
so cool.
now. Yeah.
Too late. It was too late of a notice. But you know what? This is one of the greatest weeks of sports. It's Curtis's birthday yesterday.
Okay, we
Got
can
the
stop
second
talking
round.
about Curtis's birthday. It's not his birthday anymore.
It's my birthday month.
It's not his birthday anymore.
But it was. His daughters got him beautiful gifts from.
That was very cute.
From the dollar store.
Dollar store with it. Get you a wrestling figure.
Couple of wrestling action figures.
Nice.
AJ Styles and Kevin Owens.
It sounds like some dinosaurs.
Yeah, some plastic dinosaurs. Some various candies. And a birthday sash.
What's it say?
It's his birthday princess on
Love
it.
that.
Pink and sparkly.
I love
Nice. Hey, girl dad for sure.
Yeah,
For life.
definitely. Willow was adamant that I get the pink and sparkly one. So
Yeah.
That's the one I got.
I think my favorite part was you telling us that this morning they were like, "Can we please play with the dinosaurs we got you for your birthday?"
Blair asked my wife to send a audio message to me asking if she could play with the dinosaurs.
Good manners.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
guys have polite kids.
I was like, go right ahead. Knock yourself out, kid.
Yeah.
We got my my Irish cousin, Rory McIlroy, in the lead.
Good for
7
Rory.
under through 5 in the second round. You got Justin Rose, big ups England, -5. And it's beautiful out there. Sun's out, guns are out. Let's get it.
I'm done with the Masters now.
Headline rewrites.
Oh, hold on. Wally from Snoqualmie. Where's my credit, bro? He's the one who offered me the tickets.
Oh, okay. Shout out Wally from Snoqualmie then.
Hey, thirsty for credit though, Wally.
Yeah,
Damn.
jeez.
Goodness gracious.
Headline number 3, Travis Hunter's time as a two-way player. It appears to be over for now. NFL
Oh.
Network's Ian Rappaport says Hunter will be a full-time cornerback in 2026. What's the real headline?
I guess we don't get our NFL Shohei Ohtani after all.
We will never get NFL Shohei Ohtani.
How dare you?
It's too hard, man. It's too hard on the body. I mean, you have to be good. You have to be great at one thing to even last 4 years in this league. So go ahead and focus on defense. I thought that's where he should be anyway. Has great instincts. He can go get that football. Give him less to prepare and worry about. I like this move.
I have a really dumb question. It made sense for the Jags to get Travis Hunter, even if we all doubted that he could like truly be a two-way player. I almost said at the major league level in the NFL. As just a corner, does it, in hindsight, feel like too much for the Jags to give up to then go get him at 2nd overall?
No, I think you get the best player at 2nd overall, and he was clearly that. I just felt like they set him back trying to explore both sides of the football.
Yeah. There's still probably times they can put him out there, right? Maybe like a special Travis Hunter package or just something where you want to
Leave
like...
him alone.
Really?
Leave
just
him alone.
Truly let him be a specialized cornerback and just do that.
Unless he shows glimpses of Deion Sanders, which I don't think we'll see, leave him alone. Let him play defense.
I wonder if the Jags always knew they'd be doing this. Really smart people in
I
every
don't
front
know,
office.
because he was the number 2 pick last year.
They traded a lot to go get him.
Number 2
Because they didn't
pretty
have
high
the number
for
2
a
pick.
corner.
Well, I mean, I was thinking, so that's what I was wondering earlier, but like Derek Stingley at 3, Sauce Gardner at 4. So not that class, obviously, but we've seen corners taken fairly high, including back-to-back corners, but Bump said, great athletes, override
You put your
everything.
best athletes on the defensive side of the ball. Those were the best athletes on.
Is he the best corner in football?
No.
Well,
He could be.
like, does he have that potential too?
I think he'd be like a top 5 corner, yeah.
If I'm using the number 2 pick, I want you to be the best corner in football, or the potential to be the best corner, I should say, because you're not going to be that when I draft you. Right? Am I wrong?
I think
I think I'm right.
I think at number 2, you take the best available player.
At number 2, well, yes, in that class.
Yeah, so he was the best available player.
But I would hope that the number 2 overall pick at corner has the ceiling of the potential to be the best corner in football.
You're putting too much on it.
I'm not.
Quarterbacks go number 1 all the time.
On it.
Quarterbacks go number 1 all the time, and they're holding clipboards for 15 years.
We got too many people texting in happy birthday to Curtis again. Look what you did.
Thank you.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up, are the Ravens getting ready to move on from Lamar? That's next.
After a much-needed day off following a 5-game skid, it's back home and back at it for the Mariners.
Just what the Mariners were looking for.
Tonight, it's Emerson Hancock on the mound in the first of 4 against the Astros at T-Mobile.
12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
It's particularly delightful to see the Astros suffering like that.
Double play. Nicely turned by the Mariners.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app.
I want to say happy birthday or feliz cumpleaños to Silver Reef Casino Resort. Yesterday marked 24 years, one more, and they'll be able to drive or rent a car. All jokes aside, Silver Reef Casino Resort is actually pretty new in the grand scheme of things. And if you've been there, you know what to expect. If you haven't, make sure you get there this month. They're having celebrations all month long to mark their 24 years of fun, relaxation, entertainment, and good food. Speaking of good food, my personal favorite is the Steakhouse. Go on and treat yourself. Make a reservation online. Why not make a weekend out of it? The 60 degrees, long days make for a perfect excuse to check out Loomis Trails Golf Course. It's a hidden gem. One of the best public courses in the entire state. Lastly, remember those celebrations I was talking about? Road to Riches all month long, capped on April 25th, where you can win a 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 all-wheel drive. Hop on I-5 exit 260. Silver Reef Casino Resort, silverreefcasino.com.
Hello, Seattle. Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Upgrade your comfort and cut energy costs with Lake Washington Windows. Get 20% off energy-efficient windows and doors, plus $1,000 off whole home projects. Enjoy 18 months, no payments, no interest. Schedule your estimate by April 15th at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let them know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saleen. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
Compassion. Communication. Results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Ever think, man, I'm not good enough to get a handicap? Actually, that's one of the best reasons to get one. Michael Bump is here. A handicap index helps you track your progress and see improvement over time, round after round. And it's not just for great golfers. It's for any golfer who wants to get better and know where their game stands. And getting one is easy. Just sign up through WA Golf, post your scores, and after 3 18-hole rounds, you've got it. See your progress, track your game, get better. Learn more at wagolf.org/710.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Celebrate Mom with Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel's Mother's Day weekend giveaway. You could win one of 100 designer handbags filled with prizes on Saturday, May 9th and Sunday, May 10th. Don't forget to book a stay at the new hotel. It's awesome. Elevate your next getaway by combining effortless style with the utmost in relaxation. Head to snocasino.com for details. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
Meet the company electrifying the marine industry. ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. Significantly less maintenance and service, ARC is built to be as easy to operate as it is to maintain. Featuring heated seats and seat backs, a large display, easy handling, and impressive kick. You have to see it and experience ARC for yourself. Book a demo. They'll pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. ARC. You have to see it to believe it.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The Ravens and Lamar Jackson are currently in a standoff over a new contract. So could Baltimore choose to move on from the two-time MVP after this season? Mel Kiper thinks it's a real possibility.
If this season doesn't unfold and doesn't work out to the way they hoped, which is playoff Super Bowl, and Lamar doesn't get to the playoffs and play well, which he hasn't in his career, and the playoffs hasn't gone his way, then I think they're going to start looking, and next year's the year. That's what he needs to do. He needs to be good in the playoffs and get this team to a Super Bowl and have the kind of year we expect Lamar to have. I'm not saying Lamar can't. Lamar needs to. If he doesn't, and there's an injury or he doesn't get it done, then they're drafting a quarterback in the first round in 2027. Mark it down, put it in pen.
So basically that part of why this standoff is happening is maybe the Ravens aren't entirely sure they can count on Lamar, so they want to see how this season goes.
Yeah, that sounds good. But what bothers me is that Lamar didn't fumble that football. Lamar didn't drop that pass at the end zone. Like, yeah, last year wasn't a great year for him, but the years that they have not made it has not been because of Lamar. So be careful what you wish for. If he doesn't play good this year and then you want to move on, I understand it. He's been there, 8-9 years probably now. I get it. But a good quarterback is hard to find in this league. So I would caution them to really think about this.
I also find it so interesting in the AFC that we have a lot of discourse about whether, let's say, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, both of whom have won MVP, can get their respective teams over the hump without acknowledging the hump is just Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Over the hump, both teams have been in the playoffs very regularly. Both teams' quarterbacks have led the league in several categories or been MVP at least once, twice in the case of Lamar. Like, the hump is just that both have run into, at the furthest they've ever gotten into the playoffs, both ran into Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Both times Patrick Mahomes knocked each of them out.
Yeah.
Like, that Ravens team, you want to talk about things that aren't just on Lamar, that Ravens team that ended up losing to the Chiefs so the Chiefs could advance and beat, I think, the 49ers in the Super Bowl, that Ravens team completely got away from the run entirely in that game, so much so that the criticism afterward was entirely about the offensive coaching staff.
Ran the ball 9 times that game.
What's going on?
9 times.
What's going on? That was not even a great Kansas City team. Silly they went on to win a Super Bowl, but that was not
Very beatable.
It was a beatable Kansas City team. If ever there was a year you could advance, you were the best defense in football that year. I mean, thanks, because your defensive coordinator ended up getting hired here as the new head coach, but it was a weird game plan.
Just 2 seasons ago, he threw for 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Last year was rough, right? He's allowed a down year. Brady's had him. Breeze has had him. Rodgers has had him. This is interesting, but I kind of understand where the franchise is, though. They're like, if we can't win with him, then we can't win with anybody. Let's go ahead and try to switch this thing up. Just be careful, because I think that if you were to let go of Lamar, he goes somewhere else, gets out of the AFC, he's probably got a chance to finally get over the hump.
Sticking with Kuiper, where might Ty Simpson go in this year's draft? He thinks Simpson could fall.
Keep hearing the Jets at 16 won't. That Pittsburgh at 21 won't. We're saying that maybe the Rams at 13. The Rams are looking to get to a Super Bowl this year. They want to win with Matthew Stafford. I think they're going to take a wide receiver like a Mekhi Lemon. I don't see them taking Ty Simpson at 13. Maybe they would have in the late first round, but guess what? They don't have that late first round pick anymore. Okay, that went to Kansas City. So I don't see the Arizona trading back in. I'm not going to project a trade probably in this last mock because it's too speculative. So unless there is a trade back in, Ty Simpson gets to 33 to the Jets.
Please tell me we can isolate Mel Kiper going, whoa. I keep seeing him here. Whoa. Keep seeing him here. Whoa.
Whoa.
Where do you land on Ty Simpson? It's kind of polarizing.
I think he is probably a better thrower of the football than Mendoza. I think physically he's got it. I think Mendoza processes better. I think he has a bigger frame as well. But who knows, man? I mean, every year there are guys drafted who look great in college and they get to the league and it doesn't pan out. But I do think he's at least the second best quarterback in this game or in college football. I wouldn't put him in front of Mendoza like I think Orlovsky has done. Mendoza's a winner, and there's something to be said about that. Even if a guy throws a football better or runs faster or physically does some other things, it's about winning ball games, and Mendoza showed all last year you can do that.
We've been talking a lot about whether or not it matters that that players skip voluntary workouts. ESPN analyst Jason McCourty says everyone needs to calm down about players missing those workouts.
If a player chooses not to be there, it is completely up to them, and I don't think it should be held against them. I don't think it's a conversation. If you choose in the month of April that I don't want to be in Cleveland and you're Myles Garrett, I want to be in South Florida, I want to be in Texas, I want to be doing something else with my time than working out in the building, and I still can be training and doing everything I need to do to get ready for the season. But it is in the CBA. You do not have to show up for off-season workouts. So I don't make much of it. I'm not going to say because Myles isn't showing up, he wants to be traded. He won't. Any of these things that you go down the path of that, to me, you don't have to go to off-season workouts.
What do you make of his take?
He's right. You don't have to go. CBA says you don't have to. You know what? If it's a holiday here and I don't have to show up, I ain't showing up. They've been asking us to show up sometimes, and we show up, help the squad out. If you don't have to show up, you don't have to show up. You deal with the effects of not showing up, but he's not wrong for not showing up.
My most old school take is that I actually disagree with Jason here.
Super Bowl champion Jason.
Yes. I don't think that it needs to be damning, right? Like if a guy doesn't show up to a voluntary workout, I do not think that player doesn't care about his team. Like I don't think we need to start making these big proclamations about what it means for a player. I also think that Jason's point about it's not even a conversation. It's a conversation. I don't know. We heard Mike McDonald say that he felt like 100% attendance at all the voluntary workouts for the Seahawks was a big deal. I think that there are head coaches. If a head coach has a preference, it's a conversation. If a head coach would prefer that you be there, it matters to him.
Is he breaking any rules?
No, of course not. That's why it's voluntary.
That's why it's not a conversation.
I think it's a conversation.
He's not doing anything wrong. You might not like it. Your coach might not like it.
But if your coach doesn't like it, is it not a conversation?
Does
it not
Myles
matter?
Garrett. If I don't show up, it's different. He's Myles Garrett. He's going to be ready to go if the Cleveland Browns ain't winning no Super Bowl.
I think it's like, it's kind of like, okay, we don't need to take it to the top of the mountain and go, does Myles Garrett want to be traded? Jason's absolutely right there. It's pointless to take it to that place. But it's not nothing, is what I'm saying.
I think it is because it happens all the time throughout the league. You know what it is? Is our coach said, well, you know what? Our guys showed up 100% of the time and they win a Super Bowl. So now we're influenced to think that every team has to do that.
If you saw Devin Witherspoon didn't show up to voluntary workouts, would you pause for a split second?
I'm not tripping. This is the business. It's part of the business.
Okay.
I get why people would be concerned, but trust me, it happens on every team except the Seahawks, apparently.
Tyler in Tacoma says this entire situation is like when your girl says you definitely don't have to take her out for Valentine's Day dinner. It's a trap. Sure, she says you don't have to, but you know that you're in trouble if you don't. I actually like that analogy. That's exactly what it is. It's voluntary
It ain't
workouts.
bad.
You guys totally don't have to come, but we will use this as a measure of character.
Not with Myles Garrett. No.
No, Myles Garrett.
It's a middle tier athlete, probably.
Then it matters.
To that guy, not to Myles Garrett.
Look, Jason's not wrong in that, again, this doesn't matter big picture for Myles Garrett, that players are allowed to do this and that we sometimes make it into, like if someone said it means he doesn't care, I'd be like, please, that's a bad take. But I think that there are a lot of tiny pieces that go into building culture. And I think that complete buy-in is one of those pieces.
Guarantee you there's a Super Bowl champion out there, many, that did not have all their guys show up during these deals.
Seattle had all their guys show up.
Yeah, they're different. They're built different.
I'm built different. I guess I'm just better than Myles Garrett is what I'm saying.
Get your butt to work. All right?
I'm just simply more successful, I guess. I guess me and Myles Garrett just see things differently. Dexter Lawrence requested a trade from the Giants earlier this week. Head coach John Harbaugh was asked about his star defensive tackle wanting out.
Yeah, we'll find out. I think the prospects are going to be high because the Giants, speaking for the Giants, we want Dexter here, and I believe Dexter wants to be here. That's a good formula, but there's business involved. It's a business proposition. We know it's pro football, and these things happen every year, pretty much on every team. So, not surprised by it. Saw it coming a few weeks back, probably, and good conversations with Dexter's agent, Joel Siegel, and understood what they were thinking, and this is where we're at, so we'll just try to work through it and see where we can get done.
All right, that's the latest on Dexter Lawrence requesting that trade. Again, earlier this week, there was a lot of talk about, no, he just wants a contract. He just wants to renegotiate that deal, and, he's not going anywhere. Giants should
can't lose him. They can't lose him.
They cannot lose him.
No.
The NFL's in hot water with the Justice Department. We'll tell you what's going on next.
After reaching the NFL's mountaintop,
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
the work continues for the Seahawks to keep the foundation strong. It's the 2026 NFL Draft, Thursday, April 23rd. Only Seattle Sports begins its first-round draft coverage with a reigning NFL Executive of the Year.
Who are the real Seahawks?
The John Schneider Show at 4 p.m. with Brock Hughes, Michael Bumpus, Steve Wyman, and host Bob Stelton live until 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports.
We are seeing one of the strongest gold markets ever. That jewelry you no longer wear and the gold coins tucked away could be worth a lot more right now. For nearly 5 decades, Bellevue Rare Coins has been the trusted authority for buying gold, rare coins, diamonds, watches, and entire collections with free evaluations, no pressure, and no obligation. Find them in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, or Tacoma, and BellevueRareCoins.com. Bellevue Rare Coins, the trusted authority for selling your valuables.
There's nothing better than having a big fish on your line. Make this the year you take that unforgettable fishing trip to Queen Charlotte Lodge. Time is running out for summer bookings. Experience a luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, family, father, or son. King salmon runs, halibut, and lingcod are always plentiful. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and use code ESPN. Experience fishing first class. Experience fishqcl.com.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
You've said it before. This will only take a second. Just a quick glance. A fast reply. But on the road, seconds don't wait for you. They decide everything. Who stops, who doesn't, who makes it home. So next time your phone lights up, ask yourself, is this distraction worth a ticket or even a life? Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
This April, the Pacific Northwest is All Elite. Experience the action and excitement of All Elite Wrestling live. On Wednesday, April 15th, 2 huge shows, one incredible night. AEW presents Dynamite and Collision. As the dust settles after AEW Dynasty, the best wrestlers on the planet return to Everett for the first time in almost 2 years. AEW Dynamite and Collision, live from Angel of the Winds Arena, Wednesday, April 15th. Tickets on sale now starting at just $20 at AEWTIX.com.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Hewitt here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage today, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Bump, you're going to be so ashamed of my take on this.
Oh, man.
I've got the most sellout take that ever sold out.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. I think that on the story I'm about to tell you, I'm siding with the NFL a little bit.
Oh,
I'm siding with the man.
With the man.
With the man.
Dang.
Corporate pig.
I am a corporate
Oink,
shill
oink.
right now. Here's what's happening. So the Justice Department has opened an investigation into whether the NFL is forcing football fans to pay too much in subscription fees. You hear that on its face and you're like, good. Cool, right?
Yeah.
What was your immediate reaction? Like, yeah. I don't want to pay for Peacock and Netflix and whatever else I have to do to watch a game on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Sure, right? Okay. Now, this was started in part by a letter from a senator, Mike Lee, out of Utah. He wrote a letter requesting a review of the NFL streaming platform exemptions, and he wanted to know whether the streaming package fees violated the Sports Broadcasting Act. And his big thing is like, this is becoming so not affordable for the average customer. He said in his letter, to watch every NFL game during this past season, 2025, football fans would have had to spend almost $1,000 on cable and streaming subscriptions combined.
Wow.
This is my sellout take.
Wow.
You don't. Almost 90% of if you are a Seahawks fan listening, most of you are, almost 90% of the games you're going to watch are just available on cable. You don't have to have to watch every single game. You know who watched every single NFL game last year?
My son.
Sure, but maybe an analyst. I didn't watch every Browns game last year. I didn't. Brady, did you watch every Jets game last year?
Absolutely not.
Because you couldn't afford it? Is that why?
Sure.
Curtis, did you make sure to tune in and watch
pockets.
every single Dolphins game and make sure you check in to watch your Dolphins?
Yeah,
Yeah, totally. No, Mike, because all due respect, I will also complain about fees for different things, and I do think that people get priced out, and I'm all for protecting consumers, et cetera. But I don't know that the NFL is who you want to target because I find it to be probably the most accessible product that's out there. I have to pay. You don't think so?
Basketball is.
The NBA?
Yeah. Yeah. They're on every night.
Okay. I'm not going to push back too much against that, but you have to have a cable subscriber or subscription or a streaming service or whatever to watch MLB. I get it with MLB games if people want to complain, but the NFL ensures that most of its products are available.
To inform you that you think you're going against the grain, you're not. That is the correct take.
Right?
Yeah. You're not going to. I didn't watch one Cleveland Browns game last year. I didn't watch one full Lions game last year.
And they're you would have had to pay $300 to watch every game. I don't.
No. You know what?
There's only, I believe, so when the Pac-12 was trying to get their TV rights together, they consistently used the NFL Sunday Ticket model as what they wanted to do. And they were if we can hit 5 million subscribers, it's going to pay for itself. And people were well, the NFL Sunday Ticket model, only 3 million people are buying that. And it's 3 million people out of you think about the average Sunday Night Football audience, which is 30 million people. It's a very small percentage of NFL fans that are actually buying NFL
You
Sunday
can
ticket.
watch your local team, barring them being on an Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football game, on basic cable.
No, you can even watch those on basic cable because when they are on a streaming platform like Amazon or Netflix, a local TV station will pick up those games.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a Seahawks fan in Denver and you don't have Amazon Prime or Netflix or ESPN Plus or whatever, then you're out of luck in those instances. But if you're a local fan in your own market and your favorite team is the local team, you can watch every single game on local television.
Bump has my back. He says this is the correct take.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
You know what?
I felt like a sellout, but now I feel like we're both sellouts.
It felt like you thought you were being a rebel. You showed up with a leather jacket on. You're yeah. I'm going to show these people how tough I am.
I felt really cool with my leather jacket and my slick back hair.
Stacey, that's actually the right
I put my feet up on the desk, and I was sorry I'm late,
You turn your chair backwards.
Tuck a cigarette behind my ear.
What do we need school for anyway?
Sorry, bad Stacy's here now, and get ready, because I got a take for you.
No, that's it. No one watches every football game. The closest I come to watching every football game is when the Hawks are on a bye or playing on a Thursday, and I get to watch Red Zone. I'm not going to sit there and watch every football game. I'll glance at every game.
Nor should you, frankly.
Yeah.
I don't think Browns fans should be watching all of their games.
They shouldn't. Or Jets fans.
Or Jets fans. Jets fans could save themselves a lot of heartache, literally and figuratively.
I'm pretty sure Mike Lefko did not watch every Titans game this year just because why would he put himself through that? Yeah.
And I know that sounds disrespectful, but I'm saying this feels like there's another story here that's over my head and I don't understand is what this feels like. There's something here that I am simply not equipped to understand. Either it's politicking or it's some kind of legal recourse to get settlement stuff. Whatever it is, I'm sorry, there's no way that you're going to try to really look into the NFL making their product inaccessible because of streaming apps.
Yeah.
It's actually quite accessible.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Again, I know I sound like I'm shilling for.
Nah, I think the Doge didn't have much to do and said, you know what, let's go after the NFL.
Yeah, someone says, well, I travel for work. If you think it isn't a big deal, you're sitting in your home area. But isn't that, for the most part, how it's always been? You're going to have blackouts. You're going to have geographical zones where, like, if you're traveling to Arizona for work, yeah, you're going to be shown a Cardinals game there. Like, that's kind of standard.
Yeah,
I know it's annoying. It's clearly annoying, but, like, that's just one of those things that, unfortunately, for your job, you probably do have to pay for a different type of subscription to be able to watch your team out of market. But for the average consumer, so think of, like, the average consumer of that product is living in that market, it's not, I don't think it's inaccessible. I know streaming services can be annoying for people, but.
Well, and a lot of people who live out of market, too, I mean, nearly every local bar and every restaurant has NFL Sunday ticket. So you can go up to the bartender and be like, hey, can I get the Seahawks game on? I know we're here in Cleveland, Ohio, but I'd like to watch my Seahawks today.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do it.
Yeah.
There's avenues.
If you're trying to watch multiple teams, you're a sellout yourself. Pick a team and ride with them.
You know, hey.
Pick a team,
You know
ride with
what?
them.
I like how you flip this. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And I should have said that to Mike Lee, where I said, all due respect, Senator. I appreciate fighting the good fight and all that, but I fear if you're trying to watch every single game, you're a bandwagoner.
You're a sellout, man. Pick a squad.
Yeah, you got to stand by your team.
Exactly.
You can't just switch it up like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go out here and protect bandwagoners. That's what I'm not going to do. Anyways, it's just a random take that I'm glad I don't stand alone on. I thank you all for standing here with me. What's sticking with us from this week coming your way next?
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Your reputation matters. That's why so many landscape professionals choose Gravely. You can save up to 20% on Gravely commercial mowers during the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event going on now through the 19th. Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber, connects to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
It's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal.
For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Hi, Flo here from Progressive. You know, life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage. Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle? Yes, that's something we can do. Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car. Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change. Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba. Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
At quarterback, calling the right play could change the whole game. And when your car breaks down, same idea. Make the right call before the big repair bill hits. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, and rental car options, all to keep your drive alive. Look, breakdowns happen, but choosing CarShield, that's the easiest call you'll make all day.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saleen. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners are back at it today with a series against the Astros. Seattle's still looking for its first series win of the season, trying to get it this weekend. First pitch at 6:40 p.m. Emerson Hancock on the mound. Pre-game show starts at 5:30 right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. We have had a lot of great interviews this week with some of our favorite guests, and we've also heard some great interviews on other shows. So we thought we'd go over the things just sticking with us. Like, hey, I'm carrying this take into the weekend. I'm going to be thinking about it. Maybe the biggest one for me was from Ryan Rowland-Smith. Bump, he joined us on Thursday. He joins us every Thursday at 11. And we love talking to Ryan. And the cool thing about Ryan is he can make you feel encouraged with reminders about like how long a season is, but he can also be honest and pretty blunt. And he was pretty honest when it came to the lack of energy with this team.
I'm not going to lie. There's times I'm like, hey, man, there feels like there's no energy with this team. However, when you get robbed of 3 home runs like the other night, dude, you're deflated in that dugout, man. When you have a situation, Emerson Hancock had to go back out in that 7th inning, I'm sitting there going, man, I'm feeling for him right now because it is back in the Angels series. 2 runners on with none out. Luke Raley can't get a bunt down, and you got the middle of your order coming up, and you can't get a run across. I'm telling you, that is so, I don't care what game of the year it is, that is so deflating, and it can just suck the life straight out of that dugout. So sometimes you do have to manufacture some of that energy because it is low. I'm not going to lie. It feels like I'm not in there too, by the way, so I can't speak for that. But from my point of view, I'm watching going, man, someone needs to get some sort of energy cranking with this team because it does look pretty flat.
Okay, so who's that person got to be? Is it up to everyone?
I'm looking at JP. I mean, JP's been here the longest. He is a leader on this team. He leads differently. I don't think he's very vocal. He's more of a lead by example type of guy. He's not a yeller. I think he's more like a talker. But I think it's got to be JP. You know, my fellow Rookie of the Year watchers of the movie. Sorry, Stacey, I know you haven't seen that movie. still got homework to do.
That's
Right
an assumption.
Remember when the pitching coach gets locked in the cage?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go, Henry! Let's go. That's what I imagine someone needs to do in that dang clubhouse when it comes to the Mariners, man. Like, it has to be natural, and it's not something you can do every single game. This is baseball. You got a $160 plus that you got to play. But, like, someone just needs to ignite some fire into these dudes, man. But it's hard in baseball. Wyman says this all the time. Like, you can't just swing harder. You know, in football, I can run faster.
Sure.
I can hit harder.
I can have a halftime speech.
Yeah, I can give more effort because football is such an emotional type of game, whereas baseball is a bit different. It's the most skilled sport out there. So your speeches have to be reserved for the right time, and it's really just about execution. And then when a play does happen, like if someone hits an extra base hit today, you get to second base and you talk that talk. You know, you ignite your team. You get that dugout going. You hit a bomb today. You flip the bat. You look at the dugout as you run by. You know, it's like little things like that that can spark a team. But in baseball, man, it's so start and stop, and you're not hitting anybody, so it's a bit different.
You know what I'm going to have on Monday? The energy report card.
Energy report card.
And look, while I would love for Cal to hit 4 home runs and Julio to, have 2 walk-off wins, like I would love all of these things to happen. I also know that you don't go from like number 1 in whiff rate in the strike zone. Luke Arkins pointed that out, to suddenly the best offense. Like that doesn't happen in one series. It's going to take weeks. Hopefully not longer to iron this out. But energy, vibes, effort, those are things that can be shifted and controlled much more quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that I'm going to that's going to be the number one thing maybe I track this weekend is like, what's the body language look like? What are there conversations happening between players or guys talking to each other about appearances? And again, it doesn't have to be all the time. And I'm not in the dugout. I've never played. I don't know what it's like to deal with like a deflating loss and then show up the next day. I can't imagine, but it's going to be hard for us not to track that. Sticking with the Mariners, Jordan Schusterman talked about this year's slow start.
Question about the offense is, I think, a fair one just because of what it's looked like. And yeah, but we've seen it's been a little bit different. Normally, when we've had the conversation of, wow, when are they going to start scoring runs to support this pitching? You're looking at the names in the lineup and you're like, well, how good are you expecting this offense to be? That has often been the case in the past few years. This time you're looking at the names and you're saying, how is this team, struggling to this degree? And but hey, in this small sample, that is exactly what has happened.
I thought that was an interesting takeaway, Bump, with like last year they started slow, but this one feels a little bit different. How does this year's slow start feel different to you compared to last time?
It feels different because of the expectation. It feels different because this team has been gassed up the most they've probably ever been gassed up, other than maybe the 0-1 team or whatnot. But that's why, because you showed up to the ballpark expecting a certain type of spark, a certain type of performance. Whereas in the past years, you showed up hoping that they win ball games. You showed up this year thinking they should win ball games. So that changes a bit. Even though the starts are pretty much the same over the past 5 or 6 seasons, it's all about expectations. It's all about your roster. It's about what Josh Naylor did last year. Can he roll it over to this year? Donovan, how is he going to contribute? A new second baseman, Cole Young, who showed some spark. Now you're looking at Cole Emerson and asking, all right, when is he going to get pulled up? Julio is regarded as the best center in baseball. Cal's coming off the best season a catcher's ever had. It's all of those combined, because before last season, we weren't talking about that. I mean, Julio was in the mix, but he wasn't considered the best center in the game. We didn't have a Josh Naylor. So that's what it is. It's everything that you did last year. People are hoping for those rollover minutes back in the day.
Totally.
And the minutes ain't rolled over yet.
Yeah, you weren't able to save those from the weekend or roll them into the weekend. I like the take about like it's about where the slow start's coming from. I've had the conversation a million times. I'm sure we've talked about it a million times in previous seasons on this show. They got to add more around Julio. They got to add more around Cal. They have to spend more. They have to spend more. They have to add. It's not like they're a top spender, but they brought back Josh Naylor. That was a priority for them. They traded for Donovan, who's actually been great to start the season at the plate. I don't want to take that away. But we're not necessarily, even if he has had slow starts, for instance, we're not used to pointing to the guys that are supposed to save the team and going like, oh, they're not enough right now. And that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel great.
No.
Hopefully they turn it around. Sticking with the Mariners, I've got a couple more here. This was a question that you asked Jim Bowden, former GM, current MLB analyst. You said, hey, Emerson Hancock is off to a crazy start. Does that suddenly make a pitcher available for trade?
One of the things I love about Seattle is how deep the starting pitching is. There's going to be injuries, there's going to be regression, and you just need to be prepared for that. And the fact that you're 6 deep if we include Hancock, you're 8 deep if we can include Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan, which I choose to do. I don't want to trade any of those 8 guys. This is going to allow you to contend for the next several years because you have 8 of them. You know, at some point you'll move on from Luis Castillo. At some point, one of them's going to blow out. And then all of a sudden, 8's going to become 6. And then all of a sudden, someone's not going to be as good as you thought, and now you're down to 5. I mean, that's how quickly it happens. So for me, that's the one part of the Mariners team I'm not touching. You can't have those 8. Any of those 8 starters, you can't have them.
If Emerson Hancock continues to look great, and he's getting the start tonight, and then Bryce Miller comes back healthy, do you move one of them?
If Emerson Hancock and Bryce looks healthy, I think Emerson needs to stay. If he looks good tonight, he's here. I mean, who said it? But Shannon said they look at him as part of the rotation. He's not an up and down type of guy. He's part of it. I'm rolling with Emerson. Why would you take away something that has been proven the whole year?
Would you trade Miller, or would you be like Jim Bowden's approach is absolutely not. I've been a GM, and you run out of pitching faster than you think.
Yeah, what do you do with him then? Curtis, what do you do with Bryce?
Boy, I mean, Hancock last year was kind of gearing up to be used in sort of that swing role where he could start or he could come out of the bullpen. But, man, if Hancock is still pitching like this at the start of May, and we're going to get an update on Bryce Miller from Justin Hollander later this afternoon. We'll hear what he has to say on the pregame show. But I think you got to kind of go with the hot hand, right? Like, Hancock has done nothing to show why he shouldn't be among your 5
definitely
best
go
starters.
with the hot hand, and you don't want to punish someone when he's having the best stretch so far. I think I'm just siding with Jim on this one, and it's why it's one of the cuts sticking with us, that doesn't mean I'd suddenly trade Bryce Miller.
Right.
I think one of your biggest problems in the playoffs as a whole, but ALCS, was that you ran out of great pitching. You couldn't rely on these guys in the same way anymore. So I know that you might, let's say there's a listener looking at this team and they go, let's say we hear from Justin Hollander later that Robles is going to be down for a minute. They're like, I don't love that outfield. I'd love another bat. I'd love something to spark this offense. I'd trade Bryce Miller for a bat. Well, I don't know if I would. I get it. I get why you'd say that. But, like, Jim's right. Emerson Hancock starts struggling. Luis Castillo gets hurt. Uh-oh. You could really use Bryce Miller now. And you don't want to run into an issue where the thing that's like central to your identity as a team, you cannot depend on when you need it most.
Yeah, you look at a recent example of just how important rotation depth is. Last year's World Series champion Dodgers, the only starting pitcher that made nearly all of his starts was Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who made 30 starts last year, pitched 173 innings. They had 17 different guys start a game for them. 17 different starting pitchers. The Mariners last year, I think, only had like 7 or 8.
And it felt like they were banged up.
Right. It felt like, oh my gosh,
It was
can't
like,
catch
they
a break
can't
at
catch
all.
a break.
But like the fact that the Dodgers, who, I mean, you look at the guys that made starts for them: Yamamoto, Kershaw, Dustin May, Tyler Glasnow, Shohei Ohtani, Emmett Sheehan, Blake Snell. I mean, that's 7 guys right there who could be in anybody's rotation. Not to mention like Tony Gonsolin, who's a former All-Star. Roki Sasaki, who was billed as, you know, one of the next big things, whose his career hasn't really gotten out to the start that I think everybody kind of hoped he would. But yeah, like rotation depth is among the very most important things you can have in baseball.
Also, in general, if you think it is the piece that gets you to a World Series, or you're trying to take advantage of a guy that's going to be a free agent, I get trading someone on the big league roster, but like, you're trying to win a World Series. You're not trying to like, oh, we're trying to see how far we could maybe get and also build for the future. Like, you don't need to stock up on prospects right now. Like, move those prospects. Continue to add to your big league roster. Don't deal a piece that makes you really great.
I'm keeping everybody. Keeping Bryce. I'm keeping Hancock. You've established yourself as a dude, but this is a tough place to be in, a nice place to be in too, right? Now you're also talking about, all right, what do you do with JP? You know, it's a problem that good teams have. So it's yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks.
Do you want to go Kraken or Seahawks here? I've got a couple.
Let's go Kraken.
Okay. So sad. Jeff Merrick.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Let's just do it. Jeff Merrick joined us following news that Ron Francis and the Kraken have mutually agreed to part ways. And we were asked about kind of where the Kraken are as a franchise right now and where they go from here.
You look at Shane Wright's development. I mean, how many different coaches has Shane Wright had now with this organization? He's been there for all of them. And then you add, the coaches and the coaching staff in the American Hockey League as well. It's never a great idea for your young players. And again, like when this team actualizes as a consistent playoff team, it's going to be these kids that are there. It's going to be Matty Beniers. It's going to be Berkeley Cadden, Jake O'Brien when he gets there, and Shane Wright, these types of players. I always think that when you have a team that is that young, what they need is consistency.
How important is consistency? Here's Jeff saying, you kind of botch the development of your guys with so much turnover. These guys have now been through two different head coaches, depending on how old they are.
Right. It's key. I mean, especially at the head coach spot, he's responsible for a lot when it comes to culture, expectations, philosophy, all that stuff. So every year, if it's changing, your development is going to take a step back before it can take 2 steps forward. It reminds me of the Jalen Hurts effect, right? He's had like 7 coordinators or something his whole career.
Crazy.
It's nuts. Yet he still found a way to win, but football's a bit different. But yeah, it's in anything consistency, right? When I was head coach at Monroe High School, they'd had like 3 head coaches in 3 years, and you could tell from everything from like the organization of the jerseys, from the way kids showed up to practice and the effort, like the language and all that stuff, because they're confused. It's development. Granted, that's a lower level, but you could see that there was no direction. They're just kind of wandering around aimlessly. And then me and my staff were together for 5 or 6 years, and there were expectations coming in now. Like people knew what to expect. That's what it is here is these guys have to change the way they play every single year to satisfy the coach that they have. So when you're constantly changing your game to appease someone that's new here, I mean, you'll still develop. It just slows down a bit.
Well, and you never really get to build up much of a culture at all. Like, I know that, the success of a franchise isn't going to always be centered long-term on a single head coach because you always move on from those guys, right? You don't build every single thing with the Seahawks around Pete Carroll. Eventually you move on to someone else. But, like, you want messaging to be consistent, like you said. And it's easier to believe in consistent messaging. I just think about, like, that could apply to almost anything. We were getting tons of questions from people. Why doesn't Dan change the lineup? And we asked Adam Jude, and he said that's kind of a panic move. Like, that even something as small as that too early signals panic and signals a lack of confidence in your team. This is a much broader thing. It's coming to, coaching decisions, but like you don't want constant shuffling and uncertainty.
Nah, you want to show up to practice and know exactly how it's going to go. You want to show up and have conversations with your coach and know what the tone is going to be. And when you do that, expectations are set and they're more easily met. When every year is changing, it's hard to meet those expectations.
That was a great interview with Jeff. Curtis, remind me what I'm trying to tell people where they can find the rest of it because I only played that one cut. That's going to be from
Hour 4 of yesterday's show.
Thursday's show.
Yes.
If you want the full interview with Jeff, it's a good listen. It's about 17 minutes, and he talks about where the Kraken go, what moves he'd like to see them make here. So again, yesterday's podcast, Hour 4. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. Why do you think player attendance at the draft is dropping?
The same reason why this generation isn't drinking alcohol like we did.
Because they're losers. I'm just kidding.
They're just different. Generations change. All right, my mom's generation smoked a lot of cigarettes. Our
Yeah.
generation, if I see one smoking a cigarette, I'm like, what are
those
you
truth
doing?
commercials.
What are you doing,
Yeah.
right? That's just how it is, man. And I think they value being around their people more than the glitz and the glamour, which is funny because this is the TikTok, Instagram generation as well. Whereas, look at me. But I think that the culture just changed a bit. And I wonder how this affects the attendance of the draft. We know the draft is, the NFL's done a great job with the draft. 300,000, 400,000 people are showing up to cities, boosting the economy just for the draft. But no, I think they're just changing, and there's nothing wrong with it. I questioned Mendoza yesterday or the day before when I found out he wasn't going. He's the number one pick. But then you understand who Mendoza is. He don't care about that stuff. He's a family, God-fearing kid who has his priorities lined up differently. But I think it's just a generational type thing, and I think it's going to keep going down. You mentioned it 10 years ago. So like 25 young men showed up. And I think it'll drop. I think next year we'll see 14 or something like that. It's okay, though. As long as the NFL can still profit off of it, I don't think it's going to make big of a difference. And I think they will because people want to be around and hear the names called and see Goodell and go to cities and party and all that good stuff. But good for these young men, switching it up a little bit.
Second down. Why should high school players consider Wazoo?
Go Cougs. This is why you should consider Wazoo. Because they now have what? They now have to compete with guys and girls who will be in college for like minimum 5 years. They get hurt 6 years. The gray shirt's 7 years. And these colleges are now looking at the transfer portal more than they're looking at high school prospects, especially these bigger schools, Michigan, all those type of schools. Wazoo is heavy in the high school recruiting because we don't have the money to compete with these guys. So if you're a high school kid, go ahead and go to Wazoo because what has happened at Wazoo? All right, we have been putting those quarterbacks out. We have been putting linemen to major universities. We've been putting receivers to major universities. I think as Cougs, until we can start pouring in tens of millions of dollars into the NIL program, which I don't think we're capable of doing, we have to accept who we are. And it's just like, look, hey, come, we'll develop, we'll get you out, we'll get you paid. Let's keep this rolling. So high school kids, man, if you're not getting love from one of these Power 4 schools or whatnot, look, it's a track record. Wazoo will get you right, and then we'll put you out.
Such a good take, too. Because not only is it that classic, like, well, you actually get to play as opposed to competing with a 22-year-old, but also, like, leaning into the idea of developing guys. Like, oh, you want to enter the transfer portal? What film does your coach have to watch of you?
Yeah.
Oh, a game that you had against Oregon State, and you had 4 tackles and you passed defense, and that's great. So
You better have more than 4 tackles. You trying? Oh, you DB? Okay, DB's good. I was thinking linebacker.
That's almost too many tackles. Where it's like, well, where were you? What was everyone else doing? Third down. What mentality did John say he wants from draft picks that you like?
I like it. John said he wants guys who don't admire Spoon and Leo and Ernest. He wants guys who are coming in there to take their job. And I like that. You're probably not going to take Spoon's job. You're probably not going to take Leo's job or Ernest's job. But that competition just makes everybody better, and it gets you ready for the time that you are called upon. I mean, we saw DeAnthony Bell get called upon and make some plays. We saw Drake Thomas take somebody's spot. All right, you got to be going into these camps thinking, I'm here to compete for a position, not just to be here and enjoy it and maybe be a second team type of guy. You probably are going to be a second string, but it is what it is. If you go in the mentality that I'm going to take this guy's job, your performance is on a different level. So I like that, and I think that's another example. And who knows how long John's been thinking like this, but I never heard him say this. It's another example of John shifting the way he views the draft and the way he scouts players and breaks them down. I like it.
Fourth down. We were joined earlier in the show by the Athletics' Nick Baumgardner. Anything stand out from that conversation?
Yeah. Jonah Coleman is a guy. And he talked about there are 2 running backs at the top of this class in Love and Price. And then there's Jonah Coleman and then maybe everybody else. And if the Hawks do draft a running back, that tells me that they've done extensive research on this guy and that they truly believe that he can compete. If they don't draft a guy, it just means that they like the guys who are already in the room. He also said that this is a heavy defensive draft. It means that a lot of the talent is on the defensive side of the ball. I look at the defense, and there aren't no positions where I'm just worried what they're going to do at this position. So if they do get a guy at that spot, John's mentality. You come in to compete. But chances are he's going to be a talented dude. There's a lot of good edge rushers over there. They probably address that position there. Bumgardner said a lot, man. It was a good conversation. It's I like your question you have for him, where you asked him how to describe this draft. I forgot exactly what he said.
It was when he said just defense, defensive draft. You can find talent on all 3 days for several different positions. It's not a great running back class. It's kind of a weird quarterback room, but you can find some defensive dudes.
Yeah. So, that was a good conversation. Running backs are scarce. Defensive players, the best athletes on the football field, in my opinion. There's a bunch of them, so go ahead and grab one.
Did you leave the conversation like me, feeling like I have question marks now for any running back taken on day 2? Clearly, he's talented enough to be a second or third rounder, but it sounds like there's kind of like a cliff there where the expectations are so low that people are just looking at day 3. I don't know. The day 2 running backs, who's it going to be, was my question leaving that.
The thing with the running backs, too, is there's always some rookie you never heard of that's going to make some plays.
1,000%.
Going to pop. Every year, it's that way.
Yep.
So just find your type of guy, your type of running back.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up at 1:45, it's What I Need to Know, and you can get your questions in now, 866-979-3776.
After a much-needed day off following a 5-game skid, it's back home and back at it for the Mariners.
Just what the Mariners are looking for.
Tonight, it's Emerson Hancock on the mound in the first of 4 against the Astros at T-Mobile.
12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
It's particularly delightful to see the Astros suffering like that.
Double play. Nicely turned by the Mariners.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Track progress. Michael Bump is here. A golf handicap does more than just keep score. It helps you enjoy the game more. 1, it helps you set goals that match your actual skill level. 2, it makes competition fun and fair no matter who you're playing with. And 3, it lets you track your progress so you can measure improvement over time. It only takes 3 18-hole rounds to establish your handicap index. Just sign up for a handicap ID, post your scores, and get started. Learn more at wagolf.org/710.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Worried about tariffs, imports, hidden fees on your trees? Relax. At Big Trees, the only thing growing faster than our trees is your relief, because trees don't come with tariffs. What you will find is a massive nursery open to the public with hundreds of locally grown trees ready for planting. Come visit our nursery today or online at bigtreesupply.com. That's bigtreesupply.com.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, do you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right? Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free. Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
John Morosi was on Wyman and Bob, and they asked him, hey, John, why is the Mariners offense so bad right now?
The explanation and where the struggles have come from make even less sense, because it's Rodriguez, Naylor, and Raleigh, the three players that you felt most certain would produce. I still believe they will produce, but I was looking today just before we started this conversation. In the case of Raleigh, if you really get in the numbers and you start going through the analytics on it, is it really deserved that he's at this point? And the numbers say, yes, it is. There's been quite literally, if you look at the numbers on StatCast, there's been almost no hard contact, no actual what would be described as line drive, hard, driven contact from him, like scalded baseballs. He was one of the best in the sport last year. To this point, again, it's early days, 13 games, but he's been one of the worst in the sport this year.
What happened? And again, it's none of us will ever have the answers. Sometimes it's horrible luck. Sometimes it's a busy offseason, right? It could be, these are also three very popular players that are being asked to be everywhere and do a lot, and that can take up a lot of time. Suddenly you aren't grinding in the shadows as some rookie somewhere. What I'm struggling with, Bump, is balancing it's early with when does that become, I don't want to say calls for accountability, but they all have to be better than this. And I think they're all much more talented than their slash lines right now, clearly. We just saw that. But at a certain point, the guys that have been most vocal, and I'm really looking at Cal with this one, the guys that have been most vocal about this team getting to a World Series and really desperately wanting that do need to perform.
Yeah.
I am willing to add as context the WBC. I'm willing to add all the other priorities that they have, and I'm willing to add that it's incredibly early. But, like, you don't get to a World Series without them playing better. We can look at Cole Young, and he can hit all the singles and be as great as he's had a phenomenal start.
Mm-hmm.
The arms have been great. You don't get there without those three. So it's on them.
Yeah, it is on them. And I think it's hard for some people to take into account the things that we've mentioned during the show, right? This is uncharted territory for a lot of these dudes. You have the season you had last year. Cal's on every commercial. Julio is everywhere. Expectations, eyes are on you. You're being asked to do a whole bunch of things. And it's hard to go into an offseason like that for the first time and just nail it, right? Some people do. But I leave some room for error. And then you got the WBC to add on to that, too. And then someone's going to text in, well, it's not affecting other players in the league. Yeah, it's not. And for some, it is. The WBC helps some people. You know, they got reps. They played games. They were around their boys. It affects people differently. And traditionally, this team has a slow start. So you add all the extra stuff with the identity of this team, which is a team that starts off slow. We're surprised, but we're not. We're disappointed at the same time. Like, I'm feeling all of this. It's like we're surprised because we thought this team was better. We're not because this is what they do. And I also understand the expectation that's on them, something that they never had before. This is not a organization that is like a college football blue blood, to where every year they're gonna be in the mix. They're gonna come out tough, and even if they start slow, they're gonna figure it out. The Dodgers could have came out 0-5 and no one would have stressed. Would like, they'll be fine. Shohei, Mookie, all those guys. With this team, because they're not a team that has that track record of being in the mix every single year, you tend to go back to how you felt in past years and say, here we go again. So there's a bunch of stuff going on with this team. I still think that at the end of the day, they'll be in the mix. But I think now it's just we just focus on today. Mm-hmm. Right? You focus on this series and hope that you see some type of spark with the squad.
Yeah, I guess what I'm doing is asking guys to have accountability for some things they just can't control, or some things that are just part of the game. It is just part of the game for some guys that they fail early. Mm-hmm. It is just part of the game for some guys that they need more reps and more time, and for whatever reason didn't get that, right?
Yeah.
Like the latter being Cal, the former being Julio. Julio has started out slow. Basically every single season it is what it is. Cal is a guy, we heard this from Adam Jude, Cal's a guy that needs a lot of reps and a lot of time. He clearly didn't get it for whatever reason. He didn't get what he needed. I think that they badly and desperately want to win. Both of these, I mean, we saw these guys, how emotional they were when they were knocked out of the ALCS being that close. People were crying on camera and being really raw about their emotions. And I think all of that was very real. And it's why it was easy to believe so much of like Justin Hollander's sentiment about the team this year, where like we saw all of these guys being upset. I'm balancing, okay, well, look, playing baseball is incredibly difficult but you have to do it. Mm-hmm. Like it's unfair, Cal, but you do have to be better than this.
Yeah.
It's not fair, Julio, but you do have to be better than this. I'm so sorry to ask that you do this when it's early and it's not the end of the world, but like you're the face of a franchise at this point.
It doesn't work without you.
No, it doesn't work without you.
It does not work without you.
You're the face of a franchise.
That comes with the territory. You're gonna get criticized and judged a bit more harshly if you are Cal, you're Julio, and you're Josh. Because one, you've shown that you can do it, and two, this operation does not work without you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. These three in particular. Curtis, of the three, Naylor, Julio, Cal, who concerns you the most?
Cal. Not to say that like his start is the worst of the three. I think Naylor, I mean, boy, that bat looks really slow right now. But what Cal's importance was to the 2025 Mariners and the start that he's gotten off to, like, yeah, that's the bat that needs to get going in the worst way in this series because I mean, without Cal Raleigh last year, they probably don't make the playoffs. With how good he was, like they're not tasting postseason baseball in 2025. So that is the bat that I think absolutely needs to get going in the worst way.
From the 253, how long can we keep using the WBC as an excuse for playing poorly? I don't think it's an excuse. I think it's context.
Yeah.
I'm not using it. Leave these guys alone, okay? They were in the WBC. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the WBC is one of probably many obligations, activities, I don't know, whatever, things that these guys had that took away from reps when they are heading into a season that looks like they didn't get as much reps as they needed. That's what they look. They look cold. They don't look like they're running into bad luck and facing the best pitchers you've ever seen in your life. They look cold.
You know, it's almost like when the football season starts and people complain about the poor tackling. You know why there's poor tackling? Because they don't tackle during training camp. If you don't do it, you can't expect a team as a whole to come out and just be great at it. You can expect some guys to be good at it because some guys just have it. Some guys really don't need that type of preparation, but some do. And clearly this team needs those type of reps. And even with those reps, it's not even guaranteed that they come out and look hot because in the past years they haven't.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's just this delicate and constant balancing act between saying, hey, it's super easy. Someone pointing out Polo had an incredible April last year, which I mentioned earlier this week. You had Polo was leading your club, and you had still 10 home runs from Cal Raleigh in April last year. Like, it's not like he had the best slash line on the planet, but that was kind of his whole season. He still gave you 10 home runs in April. It's just we're kind of rounding that corner where there is no make or break series in April. That doesn't exist. But Bump, your first point in the first hour of the show about this being kind of like a mental and emotional reset series, that's real.
Yeah, it's mental. You got it. You have to see success for it to get rolling, and that's what we're hoping happens today.
All right. Get your questions in for what I need to know. Any question, sports, non-sports, does not matter. Text it right now. 866-979-3776. What I need to know coming your way next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
ARC is revolutionizing the boating industry. It's like driving a luxury EV on the water. A team of industry experts and engineers have constructed the ARC Sport, a fully electric wake boat to be easy to operate and easy to own. The ARC Sport has 500 horsepower, zero emission, and custom software created by a team of engineers behind top EVs that lets you access multiple video feeds, depth information, surf settings, and more on touchscreen displays. It's software that gets better with time, not worse. The ARC Sport sends tens of thousands of data points every second back to HQ so that it can keep improving performance before you even notice an issue. No noise, no fumes, just good times. And it's not just for sport, by the way. A luxurious interior, dual thrusters, a retractable hardtop tower, fully heated seats are great just for a good time out on the water. Keep wake surfing thrilling and effortless with a new wave of boating. Go to arcboats.com/demo to book your demo of the ARC Sport. That's arcboats.com/demo.
Do you need a new roof? Then trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing to get you taken care of this spring. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and secure $500 off your roof replacement. Right now, you can still take advantage of spring pricing and beat the summer rush. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Bull riding is not just a sport, it's a gamble of guts and glory. Nothing else compares. It's Cooper Tire's PBR Tacoma at Tacoma Dome, April 24th and 25th. Ready to beat Cowboy? Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's bull time.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years, and you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months, plus mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here. to get you in the best shape. So go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through Sunday, May 3rd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
This April, the Pacific Northwest is All Elite. Experience the action and excitement of All Elite Wrestling live on Wednesday, April 15th. 2 huge shows, one incredible night. AEW presents Dynamite and Collision. As the dust settles after AEW Dynasty, the best wrestlers on the planet return to Everett for the first time in almost 2 years. AEW Dynamite and Collision, live from Angel of the Winds Arena, Wednesday, April 15th. Tickets on sale now starting at just $20 at AEWTIX.com.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish. If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
Have a troublesome tree in need of removal? P&D Tree Service is up to the task. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, close quarters or land clearing, call P&D Tree. They'll get the job done safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees away from homes to help you save on home insurance. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever see a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeService.com.
Hey guys, Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. If you're dealing with ED, I know what happens. You start trying the Miracle Supplement online or those pills sitting next to the energy drinks at the corner store. If there's one thing I've learned in life, cheaper is rarely better. ED and Peyronie's disease are a major problem with few real solutions. You don't need a gas station pill. You need medical-grade technology to fix your problems. At West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to treat the root cause. No pills, no shots, no surgery. Real equipment, real staff, and real results. Stop wasting money on things that don't work. It's time to end the frustration and the long nights. So whether you have ED, Peyronie's disease, or low T, we can help. Call West Coast Men's Health today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy. Call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions into What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I Need to Know, says the 425. Am I the only one wondering if we ruined Josh Naylor? He used to have a grumpy intensity, but he really seems happy here in Seattle. What if the grumpiness was part of his edge and now that's gone?
He still seems grumpy to me.
I think this person's onto something here. I think he's cooking. I think that we need to have someone slight Josh Naylor. Like, I don't know what has to happen. Maybe they all throw a party he's not invited to, but like something needs to happen in this clubhouse where Josh Naylor is grumpy again.
But he still feels grumpy to me, though.
You know what they should do? They should set alarms on his phone to go off at 1, 2, and 3 a.m. That would make me grumpy.
It would.
I don't think he needs those alarms because he has a newborn at home.
That's
that
true.
baby's getting up at 1, 2, and 3 a.m.
What I need to know, would you rather interlock fingers with Brock, Wyman, or Mora?
Mora.
Yeah. She's got long fingers. It'd be like hugging your hand.
She's of the opposite, too. I don't want to lock hands with those dudes.
Wyman and Brock, I mean, I would lock hands with any of them. You know what I mean? I'll lock up. Like, you know,
I feel like Brock and Wyman are likelier to have sweaty hands.
Yeah, and like calluses. You know what I mean? Dudes. Like lifting and stuff. Wyman Gardens. They're like rugged. Mora's hands are probably so soft.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mora, for sure.
All day.
What I need to know. This person says the same thing. They said, new dad. He's already got that alarm. Okay, right now, the Mariners are 5 games under 500. How many games under 500 before you do get worried, regardless of like early or late?
How many are they under? 5?
5. 4 and 9.
10.
Yeah, I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they were 4-14.
Yeah, you don't want
so
that.
bad. Oh, my God.
You know what's
if they rattle up a
crazy
10-game losing streak.
Is that the Mariners' record has matched the day for 5 straight days now?
But now it can't anymore.
No, it can. They can be 4-10 tonight.
Dang it. Cooked with that one.
They can
Got me.
They can match the date for a while because they
I
don't
don't-
have a day off until the 23rd. So yeah, 2 straight weeks here.
Oh, no. Neil in Ellensburg is trying to share some ideas to get Josh Naylor grumpy. They said, take Tucker away. Oh, no.
Tucker needs to bite him. Just nip him on the ankle real quick.
Tucker needs a salad. What is your guys? Sorry, Tucker. Sorry. What is your guys' favorite cliche sports interview answers?
What or what?
Your favorite cliche sports interview answers.
Couldn't do it without the guys behind me.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Went out
one
there
day
and
at a time.
executed. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, executed is a good one.
Yeah, we went out there and executed.
Just gotta go check the film first before I say anything else.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I think that's honest though. Like when a coach is like, "Yeah, I'm not telling you my answer to that." I like the, I just, one day at a time, one inning at a time, one quarter at a time, whatever it is, but one at a time is always. I saw it. What else do I hear a lot that drives me crazy? Anything that's just filler.
Team effort.
Doesn't make team effort.
Team effort. Nah, you dropped 35 points, dog. Like, you did
Yeah.
that. That was team effort.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the classics.
Mm-hmm.
Classics. What I need to know. Rank the following. Chicken related. Chicken strips. Chicken nuggets. Popcorn chicken.
Chicken strips, popcorn chicken, chicken nuggets.
Wow,
That's
no
it.
hesitation.
That's right. That's correct.
That's correct.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
that is correct. The breading on both chicken strips and popcorn chicken is so much better than the breading on nuggets, which is not really anything at all. It's just kind of there.
I believe the chicken strip is a higher quality of meat.
It is.
On the chicken too.
Mm-hmm.
Like legally?
Like nuggets, you're just using.
No, I know.
Any
It's like
old meat off the bone.
nuggets are like blended together, shaped like a dinosaur, and then fried.
All nuggets are shaped like dinosaurs.
Why is every nugget shaped like a dinosaur? Every nugget is shaped like a very abstract bird, and I can't figure it out. Let's see. What I need to know. Do either of you have an Instant Pot?
Yes.
Okay, they said our family joins another family for dinner almost weekly with a few other families. They always buy pizza or order food. Should we buy them an Instant Pot so that they could easily make a large dinner for a large crowd?
Sure. It's a good gift.
Yeah.
Why not?
It cuts the time in half if you're trying to cook something.
Yeah. Oh, someone said play the cards you're dealt.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
Have to bring my A game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you guys watch the Pacers run to the finals last year? Still wish they won. I was rooting for them.
I did. I was rooting for him too.
If Halliburton doesn't tear his ACL or tear his Achilles in Game 7, Indiana
Early.
probably wins that game.
Yeah.
Because the Pacers were up at
Devastating.
halftime, if I'm not mistaken.
Someone said you could watch any Russell Wilson press conference for a plethora of examples of these cliches. Bump and Stacy agreeing on a food take. Wow. I think we agree on a lot of food takes. You don't agree with some of mine.
You don't agree with some of mine either.
Well, no. I think that some of yours are just very creative. Like you saying,
You sound like you're a teacher at a parent-teacher conference saying, like, look, he's not the smartest in the class, but...
Bump has lots of creative ideas and keeps the energy high in this classroom. Bump having orange chicken on your Mount Rushmore of food.
Ooh, I had some the other day, too. First time in a while.
That was a take
Handle.
that I'm not hating on orange chicken. It is just nowhere near my Mount Rushmore. That was a wild selection.
Hey.
I'll never forget it.
Never forget.
How much of the incident of Cal not shaking Randy's hand affected the team's morale? I know it seems silly, but we don't know for sure, says this listener.
It was something. To think that it was nothing, that's not very smart. It was something. Is it still something? Probably not. But a conversation needed to be had. You have to squash some stuff. It was something.
Major League 1 or 2? You can only watch one.
I'll probably go Major League 1.
Yeah.
Same.
That's what Wesley Snipes in it. Yeah, Omar Epps took over for Wesley Snipes, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone said Josh is spending too much time with Tucker. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. Oh, wait. Shoot. I lost this one. Is Danger Russ the king of the prefabricated interview? You know what I'll give Russell Wilson? Sometimes we hate on him for no reason. And I think people do it a lot in hindsight. Until the end of his tenure, his press conferences might have been tough to watch because you never got anything, but he did not get himself in hot water. He was not in a scandal. No. He did not throw anyone under the bus. Like, he had no real, and it was boring, but that man knew how to avoid conflict publicly.
Yeah.
Until the end, obviously. But I know we didn't love hearing it, but it's always a really delicate thing to ask players to be really, really authentic, but then we tear them apart when they say something authentic we don't like. So I understand why some guys just check out.
The most authentic player or athlete right now in the U.S. is Wembanyama. He says exactly what's on his mind, what he wants, how he's going to get it.
Who would be your top 3 most authentic athletes where you're like, I believe this person. I think that's how he is.
Wembanyama. Ronaldo says exactly what's on his mind.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Anthony Edwards.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just getting hate from people.
Remember he was yapping at Barack Obama in the Olympic documentary, and all the older players on the team were like, "Yo, dude, that's the president. You
Barack
can't be
Obama,
you can't talk to him."
Wyman and Bob coming up next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
After a much-needed day off following a 5-game skid, it's back home and back at it for the Mariners.
Just what the Mariners are looking for.
Tonight, it's Emerson Hancock on the mound in the first of 4 against the Astros at T-Mobile.
12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
It's particularly delightful to see the Astros suffering like that.
Double play. Nicely turned by the Mariners.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
It's WFC 190 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, April 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 190 World Fighting Championship, April 25th. At Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are seeing one of the strongest gold markets ever. That jewelry you no longer wear and the gold coins tucked away could be worth a lot more right now.
For nearly 5 decades, Bellevue Rare Coins has been the trusted authority for buying gold, rare coins, diamonds, watches, and entire collections with free evaluations, no pressure, and no obligation. Find them in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, or Tacoma, and BellevueRareCoins.com. Bellevue Rare Coins, the trusted authority for selling your valuables.
You don't have to be a great golfer to get a handicap. You don't have to play every weekend. And you definitely don't have to be super competitive. A golf handicap index is for any golfer. Michael Bump is here. In fact, it only takes 3 18-hole rounds to get started. So whether you play to compete, improve, or just have more fun with your golf buddies, a handicap makes the game fair and more interesting. Getting one is easy. Sign up, post 3 rounds, and you're set. Learn more at wagolf.org/710. That's wagolf.org/710.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saleen. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
It's a brave face we put on. We never want to be any trouble. But you know, getting older isn't all smiles and birthday parties. Sometimes it's facing the fact that we are aging. And you know what? That can be pretty hard. If you need a little support or just want to talk to someone, 988 is here for you. It's free and it's confidential. Call 988 anywhere, anytime. A message from the Washington State Department of Health.
Listen every morning to Brock and Salk for Need to Know, powered by Marquee Data. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to learn more.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding